We used to start off in Galeforce, where it was me, Bashi and Shazet45 in Season 3 of RLCS. That season didn't go so well, so we decided with Galeforce to drop the other two players and make a team around me. So I was talking to K-Dop a lot already, and me and K-Dop decided to form a team together. And after that, we were looking for a third player. We had some options, and we decided to test Turbo Pulse out for one Gfinity during the week, I think.
Il stream pas. Ça c'est too much. C'est trop de gentillesse envers nous. Oh, ça aussi, c'est de la gentillesse de nous offrir sur Rocket League. On va aller sur Violent Panda. Le contrôle, la petite passe, le relais avec Turbo Pulsa, la passe pour K-Dop. Oh là 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 là, je note ce but extraordinaire de la part de Wii.
With Turbo Pulse went really well, and during Dreamhack we decided to play with him.
I mean, we talked about them earlier. Galeforce looks really, really strong. They played in Rock Vegas about a week and a half ago and won pretty convincingly. We talk about honeymoon phases when a team gets together, and they're going to try to carry that through here. 3 very talented players, all with LAN experience, not only on the biggest stage that we've seen, but also in other tournaments locally too.
We can take a look at the bracket for what we've got in store for today. We will start off the day with Galeforce playing up against Team Infused. So only got to see them like once yesterday.
Just a little bit too slow to react to a Galeforce squad who are playing at their best right now. Turbo Pulse with a delayed dodge and a pass back off the back wall to K-Dop. Beautiful play from Violent Panda, the most creative assist we've seen perhaps this entire tournament. Everybody involved, Team Infused, floundering. Solid placement from the top. Can this man be stopped?
Ladies and gentlemen, if you are just watching Rocket League for the first time and you don't quite know what looks good, that is a team that looks good.
One thing we've been talking about with this Galeforce roster is every one of you has played in the grand finals of RLCS. You being the only player that's won it. The other two have come in second place both times. Talk to me about this lineup and you know, the nature of having that much power, those sorts of names on one team together. How does it affect your team dynamic?
Like, I don't really think it matters that much. I think personally I'm the worst on the team.
Okay.
I feel like I'm a third man and let them do the thing they want to do.
Man, you know you've got a good team when the one player that considers himself the worst is the one who's actually won the world championship.
That makes sense, right?
You guys are expecting to win. Is there anybody that you are fearing the most right now? Anyone that you don't want to play against necessarily?
Flip side.
Flip side,
Yeah.
really? They're going to have to be going up. Back, we can take a look at the bracket, show you where we came from and where we're going. Not too much further left on this path, but it's been an exciting day of matches here. And as you can see, Galeforce Esports up against Rogue. That's the next match we're going to have before we get to the grand finals.
Again, the woodwork denies them.
You have to remember, Turbo Pulsar is not confirmed for this squad, but K-Dop is confirmed for this squad, and he is going to be the match winner. Galeforce in a big win, open up the game lead to 2-0.
2 games we've seen. Just solid rotation from both players. One mistake is all it takes, and there it is! Turbo Pulse sends Galeforce to the grand final. It happens so fast because if you give Galeforce an opening, one pass and the shot is the goal. Exactly the same as how it happened in Game 2. Galeforce going on to the grand finals to face Flipside Tactics.
Violent Panda, a big part of the Galeforce roster, the only remaining member of the original Galeforce roster. How does it feel playing with these new guys?
Insane, man. I love these guys. They're really good teammates. We have good chemistry. It's insane.
Oh yeah, how do you guys feel about going up against Flipside in the finals?
I hope it doesn't end like RLCS Season 2 for me. So, but yeah, I'm hyped. I'm excited. We play good as a team. We feel good. So I hope we can win.
Well, let's meet our teams. Let's head down to the stage and get these guys up and on it so we can have our Rocket League Grand Finals. In the blue, Galeforce Esports, the 3 Grand Finalist players, 1 world champion here. There's K-Dop, and then Violent Panda rounding out the roster. There's Turbo Pulsa over on the far side here, but in the orange, the world champs from Season 2, Flipside Tactics. They're here see if they can gain another championship title under their belt. It's Mystic, Marky, and Cookster there, ready to go. Let's let them take their seats. Guys, take your stations. Let's play some Rocket League, and let's get our grand finals underway. And
You need better contact than that, otherwise Flipside Tactics will just shadow them, and that's going to be a lovely passing play. Marky Dudar holding himself in the middle of the pitch, and he is found exquisitely by Kuxir.
A lot of credit has to go to Mystic as well. Overall, and Marky probably top scorer at least on the second day.
There's going to be a follow-up by TurboPulse. He decides not to go for the net because he goes for the K-Dot pass, opening up the goal, making it bigger. K-Dot with the finish, and that is huge for Galeforce. Could not afford for a replica of Game 2 where they kept falling behind.
Something that we're not always used to seeing from these guys, but they know that they need to do something special. Oh my goodness, own goal of the tournament. TurboPulse the pre-jumps to try and intercept. Kuxir comes across from his blind spot, and TurboPulse can't do anything but own goal. Oh no!
You can see it. He stops boosting, and then he tries to boost immediately afterwards. Anything to try and avoid. Marky Dudar knows it as well.
This face tells a story. That has got to be the worst goal I have ever seen in a grand finals. Oh, and my goodness, now it's a disaster. Galeforce need to forget about that. They tied the series, but now everything is going wrong. Turbo visibly shaken by that play. What has happened, Shogun? Towards a Flipside Tactics player. Kuxir perfectly reading K-Dop on the last attempt, but the game remains tied until now. It all happens so fast. One pass, one shot, one goal. Violent Panda and Turbo both up. Neither of them able to get close to the ball. And Kuxir is the one to tie the game and look to take the series in 6 games. 13 seconds remain. Will we see a heroic effort, or are we going to overtime? It is Flipside who have the last chance. And Marky takes it.
It's gone straight in. Marky Dudar takes advantage, and yet again, Galeforce make one mistake. They follow it up with another mistake, and that could be the championship for Flipside Tactics.
5 seconds remain. Can Galeforce do the impossible? Kickoff goes towards their half. No one is there. 2 seconds. We're now into high ball time. If this ball hits the ground, it does. That is the championship for Flipside.
They play with each other. The amount of depth in Europe on show right here. Galeforce Esports, if this is the roster they choose to move on with, we are looking at another giant in the European scene. However, today belongs to Flipside Tactics.
Grand finals of the RLCS X Games is underway. Game number 1 between NRG in blue, Galeforce in orange.
45-degree turn, and then it turns once more. So it hit in between section 2 and section 3 and bounces outward instead of in towards the net.
Here comes Violent Panda, dunk down into the net, but it gets blocked. K-Dot finishes. What a play by Galeforce. Not much NRG could have done, just stuck stunned in net as Jacob.
Wow, I can't believe he actually got the touchdown on that. It didn't even seem like they...
These challenges are keeping it in play for NRG. Can they get something solid onto the net? Here's Fireburner giving it to Garrett. Garrett with the shot. Here's Jacob. There's the tie game. What a team play by NRG with 24 seconds left.
Exactly what I just said. Fireburner coming off of the rotation from trying to bump somebody in the net, grabs full boot.
Burner. No play set up for them. It's going to be cleared back by Galeforce. A shot just wide. Violent Panda's going to finish 1-0 Galeforce.
It may have looked like an easy shot for Violent Panda, but there was a member of NRG streaking across right here. Fireburner actually does pre-jump this ball, but very often. Yeah. TurboPulse may be just one of those undimmable players.
Well, here comes Garrett on the assault, looking for Jacob. It's up and over and in. 2-0 NRG.
I thought for sure that was actually going off the crossbar. I didn't think he'd be able to get this ball over K-Dop and in. Wow.
Up and over. Try to get some more goals onto the board. And Jacob stealing it away from K-Dop here as he goes off to the corner, throws it down. K-Dop cannot clear it away. Fireburner finishes it 2-0 for NRG.
Finally, we are seeing Jacob things as he runs onto the ceiling, jumps down off of it, and spikes the ball.
But it's nowhere close to the net. NRG has every single option covered. 6 seconds left. Still in NRG's territory. It gets cleared downfield. Don't let them distract you from the fact that Galeforce just blew a 3-1 lead against NRG. Your X Games Rocket League Invitational potential $75,000 prize pool champions. I don't have words right now. If I got to ask, like, if they were like, so did you want something better? It was impossible. It was impossible to get better than what we got.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Dreamhack Atlanta, where we're going to have so much great Rocket League action for all of you lovely people. I'm Wavepunk, and I've got some great friends on this desk here with me here. So Galeforce, a formidable squad right now in Rocket League, with the Muffin Men trying to make the name, trying to redeem themselves after being knocked out in the qualifiers for Season 3 of RLCS. They're going to look to see if they can make a name for themselves here at Dreamhack.
And Galeforce as well. They're trying to break their second place land curse, coming second at Dreamhack Summer and second at the X Games. So they're really looking to push that first place victory, and this means a lot to the language.
Pass out toward the top of the box. Slow play from Violent Panda. Wants the power slide. Actually goes for 2 slow plays in a row, and he does it himself. You're kidding. He's insane.
Violent Panda. You know, people usually talk about him being the glue, but actually I've seen him take more dribble plays on this team than anyone else on the roster, and he usually finds the nice smiles from him as well. They struck early and are able to maintain this lead. I would not count out Galeforce just yet, as they are known to come back in the later portions of the match.
What a pass from K-Dop, and Turbo Pulsa finds the net the second time around.
There's the Turbo Pulsa that we all know and love, as K-Dop is going to win the 50-50 in a beautiful stop of that ball. The ball was carrying itself over into the corner.
A nice job back in game number 1, able to go through 2 defenders and find the back of the net unassisted. Redirect Squishy Muffins. Tournament sets him up.
We saw this same exact redirect in day number 1 with Squishy, except he was on the other side of the pitch. And like I said, this guy's taken that shot probably 10,000 times, 10,001 times.
Cut down early. Another back pass. It's a race to the ball. Torment actually comes out on top. Squishy has to race K-Dop. He will land right under him, and Squishy Muffin says, "Get out of my way. This is my goal."
I have no doubt that this was so intentional from Squishy, as he couldn't get to the ball, and he just kind of moved back and forth and snake under the Galeforce defender to keep them.
In the final 10 seconds. Scrambling up that sidewall, all on the same side of the pitch. Need to make sure they're spread out. Tap towards the top. Violent Panda, no Turbo Pulse. It floats under him. You're kidding. A 1-second equalizer.
A visual sigh of relief from Turbo Pulsa, and there's still 1 second left in this game, as, man, Squishy so close to actually getting a touch on that.
I'm all the way back in, and Turbo Pulsa up to meet it nice and early. The final 10 seconds. Galeforce are going to lock down here in game number 5. Not let them complete the reverse sweep. The Muffin Men put up a valiant show, but just not quite enough, and boy was it close all the way through.
A tumultuous effort from the Muffin Men as they played their hearts out versus Galeforce, but unfortunately were not able to complete the reverse sweep, and the game and the match and the series and top 8 goes over to Galeforce Esports.
So we can take a look at the bracket, see how things are panning out. The Muffin Men have had quite the rough run as they faced off against NRG first, and then they had to go up against G2, knocking out all the North American sweethearts on their way to the finals. They are the North American representative. We will have an NA versus EU final. The Muffin Men are going to be doing it for this side of the pond.
Yeah, Muffin Men really impressing for North America. This next final, however, is going to be incredible. Galeforce Esports has been surprising teams worldwide. Everyone widely considers them to be the best team in the world right now. The rotations are almost flawless. It's incredible to see a team just defensively, like, so few errors. They seem to understand every situation and how to diffuse the attack so well, and it becomes quite frustrating to play against. So it's going to be awesome to see how Envious, the current world champions, tries to decipher this Galeforce Esports and unlock their defense.
Over 1 and a follow through now. Greasy Meister waiting on the side wall. Big missed touch, and Envious just needs to hang on for 8 more seconds. Demo into the midfield from Turbo. Shot, pass, and that'll do it. What a 1-2 pass from Violent Panda and Turbo.
Waiting until the final seconds of the match to make the play. Panda, he saw K-Dop coming, and Panda just launches that one in an excellent play from K-Dop.
A little bit of long-range ping-pong between both of these teams, and an awkward challenge from K-Dop just gave that one away, I feel.
These are the type of plays that we expect out of Devo. Look at this shot. Coming up, just flipping upside down, touching that with his tire, bops it over K-Dop. You see the smile there on Remco's face.
And the time keeps ticking in favor of Envious. Galeforce need the back of the net real quick. Here's a chance for Violent Panda. What a sick shot!
Oh, Violent Panda, you are absolutely insane. Look at this control. He just goes with his momentum, flipping backwards, touching that down. Unreal mechanics from Violent Panda.
Downfield by Galeforce.
And honestly, I would say that 4 out of the best 5 players in the world are on the pitch right now.
There's a lot of good players on this team, and you can see why. Turbo Pulsa with the pass.
That was an incredible setup from Turbo, you see here, and even Violent Panda putting that up for him. What a passing play from these guys. And now Galeforce.
Way through, the Envious guys really taking command in the middle of the series, but those final 2 games,
it was so
defense.
It really was so back and forth between these 2 teams. These guys are the titans of Europe. Galeforce and Envious. This is not the last time we've seen this matchup, but again, Galeforce get the better of Envious, and they will be moving on into the grand finals to play the Muffin Men.
These ones. And moving on, Muffin Men is on the other side of the bracket here. Thoughts about this team? Is this the team you expected to see in the finals?
I expected NRG, but they showed up against NRG. We won against them before the top 8. They played pretty good. We almost lost against them. They almost came back. But I think it's going to be a good series. And
do you think you'll have the same results in 7 instead of the typical 5 that you guys usually play, or 3 in that case?
I think so. They're a pretty good team. They showed up this tournament, so we'll see.
We can take a look at the bracket as Fickle was alluding to where they came from. You see the Muffin Men up there in the top, 3-0 sweeping NRG Esports. And then in 6 games, which was more or less 7, given the 5-minute overtime we had in Game 6, they beat G2 Esports. And now their biggest opponent yet, Galeforce, the European Titan, is the only thing that stands in between them and this championship support. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into the grand finals of Dreamhack Atlanta. It's what we've all been waiting for. I am so excited. Let's meet the teams as they're going to come out on the stage in the blue, representing Europe. It's Galeforce Esports, KDOP, Turbo Pulsa, and Violent Panda, the European Titans, here to see if they can do it once more.
They are back for another grand finals at Dreamhack Championship Series. They were there for Dreamhack Summer, and now they're looking to chase that first place.
And in the orange, representing North America, give it up for the Muffin Men, Torment, Squishy, and Gimmick.
Newcomers to this stage, but not looking at it one bit that way. We talked to Gimmick just a little bit ago, and it's like, you know what, it's all focus, all boys. We have no issues whatsoever with this pressure, as this, you can tell that crowd is definitely behind them.
Yeah, this crowd has been fantastic all day long. I'm excited to get into the grand finals. Players, take your seats. Let's play Rocket League. And oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, it comes down to this.
And a really nice demo there on Torment as well, because he would definitely have been first in line to take a shot. That one just kept it away from wow, Violent Panda. What do you have to do to find the back of the net except that?
Violent Panda sticking around after making that 50-50 read. KDOP puts it in front of the net, and Violent Panda is going to get the very cheeky redirect one, and I do not see them giving this goal up easily. It's going to take a very, very good effort from the side of the Muffin Men, and this might be it.
1, 2, 3, that'll do it. The triangle of doom from the Muffin Men.
And it looks like the positioning from Torment here is going to get a haphazard bump on Turbo Pulsa and the shot as well. I don't think Torment saw Turbo Pulsa.
And Panda slaps one out towards the side. Hard off that top corner, well defended again by Galeforce, but can they hold the line versus the high-powered offensive Muffin Man? Goes down underneath the nuts!
Squishy Muffins, you're nuts! Sticks it under the defense off of the ceiling for the Muffin Men, as Squishy is going to get away with a very, very creative goal there. Still struggling to break out and find a couple of pads. Ooh, nice defensive effort
right at
there.
him. KDOP out towards the top of the box again. They're so good. The passes in towards the center. So dangerous from Galeforce.
I spoke too soon. I thought his touch was going to confuse Galeforce, but it actually played right into their hands as KDOP is going to find Violent Panda in the middle of the field.
Down a lead versus any team anywhere in the world all tournament long. Out in front of the net. It's a tough scene.
The fake.
1 fake, 2. KDOP's nuts.
I saw that coming from a mile away.
Oh, that is a perfect scenario that you want to have the fake in. You're charging towards the ball and people are not positioned quite yet. Gets the fake on one and then dribbles the other. Galeforce, game number 7. This is for all the marbles, folks. If you are in the center and you drop it down, Gimmick in game 7. Can you be any more clutch?
Gimmick and Squishy Muffins, they've done it all weekend long. They find the back of the net to start off game 7 and only 24 seconds in.
5. It is getting tense. Pools of sweat must be down below the players' feet, and their hands are shaking harder than jackhammers.
Touch out to midfield. Actually go blue.
Tournament own goal. You're kidding. There's 17 seconds, and it went in.
Oh my goodness. Is that going to be the way that this championship is crowned? From an own goal. Favoring the Muffin Men. They have 17 seconds to hold on. Are they going to accept this gift?
Galeforce on the kickoff.
Come back.
Right through. They're on the proper half. They have so little time left.
8 seconds remaining. 6 seconds. This might be the only chance that Galeforce gets. Can they do it? Bump on the goalie attempt. It's in the corner. Can they keep it up? It's going into Galeforce territory. Oh, it's still up in the air. There is still a chance. The Muffin Men are trying to knock it down. Is it going to be knocked down? No, it's still up in the air. Keeping it going is Galeforce, and it falls. The Muffin Men are your Dreamhack champions.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dreamhack Atlanta, make some noise for your champions, the Muffin Men. Against all odds, going up against all of the giants of Rocket League, one by one, they knock them down, and they claim the championship, the title, the cup.
But for it to all come down to Torment getting a goal off of an own goal from someone like Galeforce, that curse still playing them second place yet again. And it was with 17 seconds left, just not enough time to keep it up.
Yeah, that is 3 lands now that Galeforce has been to, that they have come up in second place, so close, and you know that they've got to be hurting so bad that that's how that game ended. But my goodness, the Muffin Men, the story of a lifetime. I've been waiting.
It's time to get on into the grand final of this European Regional Championship of the Rocket League Championship Series. It is Method going up against Galeforce, a best of 7 to determine our champion and the number 1 and 2 seed going into the World Championship.
By 1 goal and 2 goals each. Magnus setting that straight down for a lot. A lot is going to be a very difficult shot, but he is going to make it. Opening goal within 21 seconds.
Now they're following each other. Magnus getting up, beating Violent Panda to that contest, dropping it to the middle, and a lot. We've seen him get some dirty angles, and that is a dirty angle.
That counts as a doink.
A bit for boost, which is why they end up needing to give up some shots. The moment they finally bring it all the way down, all 3 have used nearly all of their boost.
Oh Violent Panda! You beaut you!
Gibbs calls him VIP for a reason.
Look at that.
Oh, what a...
Just hits it with the bottom of the...
Touch contesting nearly everything, but it's because they got boost. You can see when they feel comfortable. And once that gets pulled away from them, it's almost like they're lost children. They don't have their dad, and they don't know where to go, but it doesn't seem to matter. 4 goals down, they're still finding ways to make opportunities. Magnus over to Metz and Naris. The 1-2 passing play through 3 defenders.
Was able to do just that. Magnus with the setup, but a lot cannot quite beat Violent Panda. Now Turbo Pulsar with a pass straight over to K-Dot. That's just a little bit too slow.
The delay.
Pass over to Turbo! Incredible. Absolutely incredible.
Leave it to Galeforce to turn 2 solo plays into a single team play. Working together, pulling out the defenders.
Down to the other end of the pitch, he's gotten past the lot, he's gotten past Magnus, he's gotten past Metz and Naris. That could very well do it. Galeforce are going to avenge both of their losses to PSG and Method and crown themselves European champions.
After starting off the season being called the best team in the world, struggling a little bit during league play, they showcase it here at the very end, crowning themselves European champions.
What a series to close out the regular season effectively, as Galeforce are your European regional champions, taking home $10,000 and also getting the number 1 seed at the World Championships, meaning, of course, that means that the losers there, Method, will be getting the number 2 seed going into the World Championships. But what a series there. I feel like they're getting better and better.
Hello! Hello, everyone. How's it going? Welcome home
It's the World Championships. How you feeling today? That's the energy I like to see. Folks, my name's, well, that was awesome. That was awesome. We'll have more of that later on, I'm sure. Guys, my name is Golden Boy, and thank you so much for coming here. This is Season 4 of the RLCS World Championships. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Unbelievable stuff. 10 of the best teams in the world playing for not only $150,000, but for this right here, the RLCS World Championship Trophy. It is going to be an awesome day of Rocket League. I can't wait to get it going. So without further ado, let's go ahead and send it over to the RLCS Axel Toss. Take it away, my man.
And here we are with G2 winning that first round means they're playing up against Galeforce, and that's the matchup that's coming in just a few moments. Let's take a look at the rosters of these two teams. Galeforce starting off a little shaky in league play, but turning it on at the end, and they were your European regional champions, and there you see G2 led by Kronovi trying to make a run here.
Now, even though we know that this Galeforce team hasn't played yet, they have been surging since they lost to Maket in the league play. They have not yet lost since September 17th of this year.
That's a long time.
In RLCS, not just in, like,
plus it was Game 5 overtime as well.
Yeah, like, they're insane, they're playing out of their minds. Obviously, you guys have talked about it all season, like, no matter what happens, these guys are gonna be the best team in the world, and they have not yet to, you know, let us down on that. So, exciting match coming up.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is the penultimate game of day one of the World Championships. G2 returning to the stage against Galeforce. And this is just, we sort of sold this to everybody as the most stacked LAN ever. I just want to repeat again, G2 versus Galeforce is day one. Is to put shots on your net, and eventually you will crack, you will double commit, you will make a mistake, and G2 so far have had 2 mistakes, and that one is no mistake. That is perfect.
This is just such a clean play from K-Dop to Violent Panda. Violent Panda controls it. He baits in Rizzo, and Turbo Pulse just positioning himself in space. Perfect play that
second. Just turn it in, so we will remain with 1 goal being the difference. JNAP's looking for the JNAP's once again the difference maker.
JNAP's, what a shot here. This pass with Kronovi going up so early lets him beat Violent Panda, and coming in from behind there with no defender. He knew that. All he had to do was put it on target.
Teleposa leaves it, Gabs boost instead. More and more passive play coming out from Galeforce. Here comes Violent Panda! And what a team play!
This change in direction from Turbo Pulse, this pass is absolutely incredible. K-Dop spawning Turbo on the wall, and Turbo, instead of letting that ball move forward, he pushes that ball back to center, and it creates a huge change.
The Constrictor, they have seen their play, and they are squeezing the life out of them. Kronovi with the tap, and there is going to be the follow-up JNAPs! Once again, the goal scorer!
The positioning here from JNAP was huge, just recognizing that Kronovi is just going to drop the ball straight down, and the bombs from Rizzo, taking out both of the goalies.
More and more midfield play ends up happening. Oh! K-Dop though, what a shot! You don't hit them any better.
I said it before, I'll say it again. One of the best teams creating these launch opportunities that pass towards the center. He knew exactly where that ball was going to go. And
every single player from GFE is on the goal line. They have protected everything, and they will also protect their spot in the upper bracket. Kronovi, for the first time in his career, will lose on the RLCS stage. Congratulations to Galeforce Esports.
Wow, what a series, Shogun.
Both playing, and Galeforce, with that win, will prime themselves for that run.
Yeah, it was just unbelievable. I'm sure Galeforce must be feeling great. The desk not really believing in them, saying second place forever. But I think Galeforce here looking to make a run, take that #1.
Were you feeling good and confident coming into this matchup against G2? Because G2 is riding off of a high from that, victory over Chiefs.
Yeah, I feel really, really good coming to this game. We've been practicing really hard. We've been doing well in scrims, and G2 is nothing without JNAPs, and he wasn't doing really well right now.
Ooh, spicy. It's a little hot in here. How are you think this team's gonna do moving forward here? Do you think that this is gonna be that second championship win for you?
I hope so. I'm definitely gonna smash Ghost, that's for sure.
All right, okay, you know what? It's getting a little hot over here. Turbo, thank you so much. I love this guy. Guys, give it up seriously for Turbo.
Weekend. Let's take a look at the World Championship bracket. Our format is double elimination, best of 5s until the upper finals, lower finals, and grand finals, which will be best of 7. There you see your 4 teams at the top: Galeforce, Ghost, PSG, and Method.
And every single time you see a World Championship bracket,
this team, after the World Championships concluded from the previous season, a lot of people looking at Galeforce Esports and the roster that has been put together to really make a run through this current season, and they are well on their way. If we're to expect, based on their play from yesterday, they are certainly a favorite, honestly, to win this World Championship. We have an important one. We're starting off with the upper bracket here. And the first match is Galeforce going up against Ghost. Here's a look at the 6 players that will be on the stage. Lethamir, our Old Spice player of the day from yesterday. And of course, your ex-world champion Turbo on Galeforce.
and once again, Ghost is the #2 seed coming in here.
Galeforce, no matter how much offensive pressure they have, they never overcommit. You'll rarely see more than 2 people going up for an opportunity.
Zainjack came and tried to finish off, but K-Dot beat him there. Now the pass play. K-Dot makes the shot and finds the goal. 1-0 Galeforce.
And there it is. Even with all 3 players in Ghost half, Galeforce still poised and ready. Turbo Pulsar turning around, getting ready for this. Violent Panda has 2 options at this point, left and right.
Sent away by Classics. Turbo Pulsar into the corner. Zainjack top, Turbo Pulsar back down to Violent Panda. Finds him, connects on the infield pass. 2-0 Galeforce.
Right now you can just see the difference in even defensive plays. Zainjack being forced to make big touches. It's just off the wall. So hard for him to take that carry off the backboard.
Drops down, Turbo Pulsar over the top of 1. Final 10 seconds. Lethamir gets demolished. This could be the end as Violent Panda puts it up high. K-Dot looking to secure. Classic gets it away, but Turbo Pulsar overaces on the goal line. 1 second left. They have to keep it in the air the whole time. And there's Violent Panda down and over the top of the front line of Ghosts. Galeforce with the sweep.
Gentlemen, guys, give it up for Galeforce Esports. What a display of dominance from this team. Now, while you are dominant here at RLCS Season 4 Finals, you guys have had kind of a turbulent summer. You came second a couple times, and looking into this event and going forward into this event, what were the adjustments that you had to make as a team in order for you to be successful this time around?
Getting second like 4 times in a row sucked, but just playing well, have fun together, just work together great. We had some downtimes also with the last tournament in Atlanta and such, but just work together well, try to fix your stuff. It will. Yeah.
100%. Let's go ahead and take a look at our updated World Championship bracket, where finally we're going to be able to see these 2 teams who have been chilling in the upper finals, watching all day today. They're up next, Galeforce and Method.
I'm so excited because best of 5s are done. We've seen so many game 5s. I want to start seeing some game 7s. We got best of 7, Galeforce versus Method. Now remember, the loser is not done. Neither of these teams have lost yet. They will go down to the lower final versus Cloud9.
Let's go ahead and take a look at the rosters for the 2 teams we have upcoming, Galeforce and Method, the Titans of the European region, going head-to-head in a best of 7.
So Method, the offensive powerhouse, but they're not doing it that way. They're doing it on the defensive side.
Their shot was not on target, but creative gameplay coming out from Method. They look more like themselves.
Trying to assert dominance on that backhand, but then you get it back. Turbo and K-Dot working together.
In sumo, there are a couple of things you can do. You can push or you can throw. We saw one down one end, and then we saw the throw just there. Turbo Pulsar, easy net. Just trying to see whether or not Method would like to make a mistake. So far, none made. A lot. Bounces the ball off the backboard. Look to try and follow it up, and what a great shot there from a lot. Method take the lead.
Beautiful shot, but all because K-Dot on the back, trying to rotate out, get that boost, but Magnus already steals it. So he just has to sit and watch. It leaves that defender a sitting duck.
Shot bounces off the post. Follow up from Turbo Pulsar. K-Dot still got enough boost to continue. Offensive pressure, 1 touch, then to the double. How is K-Dot this good?
He just puts in so much time and effort and makes it look so easy, rotating his car side down to make sure that corner that car.
On top this time around, Magnus looking for Metanaris, the duo coming together, the duo being incredible as always.
Pointed out the first time, we're going to see it here again. Instead of Magnus this time, who is it? Oh, it's Mets, okay. One side of the field up to the top and into the net.
K-Dot, and it will not. Taking down to the other end of the pitch himself. Zero boost does mean that Turbo Pulsar must come in. Lovely pass over to Violent Panda, and there is nothing you can do about that.
What a beautiful touchdown. But it all started with K-Dop initially as well. That's how good these guys are, that 50-50, just setting it up perfectly. And then Turbo Pulsar lock it. Season 2 World Finals. Guys just trying to find anything. Any sort of...
the pass, that's the goal! That is the difference maker! Method trust one another, and it is a Method-style passing play that will give them the win. Lola, Game 7!
Did you expect anything else to end that game?
Still somehow managed to hit a lot, even when he didn't want to. Now, bullying, that's nice. He's opened up the gap, and it will be filled by Violent Panda's shots.
The MVP from day 2 yet again showing up strong. He was struggling a little bit towards the end of last game, but look at Turbo Pulsar getting involved, completely removing that defender from the net.
Up in game number 7, showing off why he is a world champion. And if it's going to remain like this, he's going to have his opportunity to make himself the 2-time world champion. Turbo puts it down to the other end, and if this ball touches the floor, it is over. A lot gets it down. Here's Metanoris, but a big save from Violent Panda. Nobody is back for Method. Galeforce have got themselves into our grand finals.
Now you're in a situation where you're sitting in the grand finals and you have the opportunity to become the first ever 2-time RLCS champion. So you could be Turbo 2 rings here in a little bit. Do you think that that Galeforce has got this here?
I think so. I think no matter what opponent we have, it is Cloud9 or Method, it's going to be a great match, a close match as well. But I hope to play Method again. It's a really good team. I just want so many Scandinavian players in the finals as possible.
All right, and I'm sure at this point everyone just wants to see some incredible Rocket League, which is exactly what you're doing. Turbo, thank you so much.
And we have had a phenomenal tournament starting with 10 teams, 4 from North America, 4 from Europe, 2 from the OCE region, and now we're down to 2. Galeforce and Method, 2 European teams for our grand final. Let's take a look at that World Championship bracket. Here it is.
Oh, it feels good to be back at the desk, I gotta say that. But what's even better has been these games so far. Galeforce on a tear, one after another. We got to see it, that Galeforce Method match, and now we get a repeat of it. Dropping down to the lowers though, we've seen battles between North America, Europe. North America taking themselves out. Eventually we got to that last one between Method and Cloud9. And what we thought Cloud9 was gonna start to slowly take away, Method bounced back, winning 4 in a row. And now for the grand finals. They gotta win 2 best-of-7.
And so guys, here we are, the grand final, Method versus Galeforce. Let's go ahead to the stage and meet our grand finalists.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's make some noise! Put your hands together for your finalists. It's gonna be Galeforce Esports versus Method! Competitors, take your seats. It's game time.
Everyone is making sure that every single touch has purpose.
90 seconds remaining. Galeforce have had control for the most part. Here comes K-Dot with the double tap. And that control will be converted into the first goal of this series.
Metanoris thought he had time for this, taking it, trying to drive this out, wanting to pop underneath, but K-Dot with too much momentum on its side, hits it to the corner and then pushes it in.
Right now. And yet again, Magnus goes in for a challenge. Everyone on Method has to try and rotate back. Shot goes off the crossbar. Violent Panda with the setup. Here comes Turbo Pulsar. That's going to put up to 2-0.
Just playing a quick game, a keep away right in front of Method's net. K-Dop away from a lot. And then Violent Panda away from Mets and Magnus, who both dedicated for that, which is usually something they don't do.
Still the boost on the far side, but Torapulsa on the half rotation grabs the ball and takes it away. Now K-Dot 1v1. You might as well not even be there. K-Dot gets the goal.
Look at how clean this trap is. K-Dot jumping a bit early. He's like, never mind, I'm just going to go for this. Controls his car beautifully. There's nothing Magnus can do. How do you predict a player?
Magnus. Mets and Norris needs to come together. This could be the biggest overtime of Method's careers, and they've already been in some huge ones. Torapulsa gonna try and tap this down. Still will not touch the floor, instead hit the ramp. Magnus sets himself up for the double tap, gets it all the way down, and there is Violent Panda. Every single player on Galeforce crowding themselves in the goal, refusing to let Method through.
One goal separating Galeforce from that trophy.
But how was it just a little bit too far? Mets are also very low on boost. Turbo with the setup. Method on low on boost as well. K-Dot just about gets the shot, but it was not powerful enough. Yet another set. These guys already played an incredible overtime, leading to 6 minutes. Turbo to K-Dot on just about there. Follow up by the Panda, but he ends up hesitating, doesn't want to take the shot. Method still fighting with everything they have. Panda flicks it over the top. He's still got boost. Aims for the shot. He's off the backboard. Follow up from K-Dot. He's just not there in time. But Torapulsa up high yet again. K-Dot was looking for bumps on a lot, who just manages to avoid him.
Nice contest from Metanaris.
There is a lot. Just doesn't make contact with the ball. Looks to try and put it back down yet again, but there is no follow-up, and he actually takes Magnus out. Refuses to go away from that net. Just wants to stay there and ensure that nothing can possibly go wrong.
They're trying to slowly gain ground, and have they? No! Turbo will be there to block off Magnus. Block wanting to...
This is insane right now. This is the top quality of Rocket League with everything on the line. You can tell how much both of these teams want it just by the way they are playing.
And you can tell how scared they are to go all in. You might have to take a little bit of risk to finally put an end to this excruciating overtime. A lot just falling too far back, not able to be there for the final shot for his teammates.
We are only ever seeing two-man offense. Torapulsa looks for the setup. It's going to be too far away, and the block comes in from Magnus. Method starting to pick up the pace on the counter-attack, but it was blocked yet again by Torapulsa. The midfield currently belonging to Galeforce Esports, and every single reward that reaps. Now two players caught by the side. Metano's got to get there. K-Dot wins!
Torapulsa, the world's best substitute last season, and one of the world's best starters this one. Him, Violent Panda, and K-Dot have proven just how skilled they are, no matter how much they wavered throughout league play. They brought it out here, undefeated at Worlds.
2017 will go down as the year of Torapulsa. Galeforce, always second, not anymore. They step up on the biggest stage. They do not drop a series. And look at them, they are so pleased with one another. Ladies and gentlemen, your world champions, Galeforce Esports!
Violent Panda coming so close in the past, and now he can finally say he's held up that trophy, he's taken the victory, and after what seeming like they didn't even break a single sweat this entire tournament.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Galeforce Esports! Your Season 4 champions. And we have to award an MVP. And I couldn't think of a better person to award an MVP to than Mr. Two-time champion, Torapulsa. Congratulations, you're the MVP. Here's your medal. Turbo, now here's the thing. Honestly, if I'm being honest, listen, everyone here had moments. K-Dot, you're like kind of a demigod at this point. Panda, you're the leader, you're the one who keeps them going. Turbo, though, this is your second championship, man. How do you feel?
I have no words, to be honest. I feel like K-Dot should have the MVP award, to be honest.
Well, you know what? You could do whatever it is you want to do with the MVP. If you want to give it to K-Dot, by all means, go ahead. Yeah, look at that. He's gonna do it. He's gonna do it. Hey, you know what? Everyone is an MVP. You're all champions.
Playing Method in the grand final of RLCS is actually amazing. They're great friends. I wish we had played Cloud9 as well, but things change.
Hey, there's always next time, right? There's always next time.
I'm so happy for these guys. This summer, they were made for this very reason. Second place at Dreamhack Summer, then second place at X Games, then second place at Dreamhack Atlanta. All led, but all that experience of losing led to this very moment for this team, and what a payoff.
Yeah. Thank you for watching the Season 4 World Championship, and congratulations to your world champion, Galeforce Esports. We'll see you next season.
Hello esports fans, welcome to another episode of ELEAGUE, and it's the ELEAGUE Cup for Rocket League, a brand new game. Super psyched about it. I'm your host Richard Lewis, and to talk about Rocket League on the analysis desk, we've got Beauty and Brains.
I mean, people forget that the World Championship was only a couple weeks ago. Like, this is the first tournament in the offseason, and you're talking about a team that is still on a high. Like, they've made that winter bracket run look easy. You know, Method was really the only team that gave them a true struggle, and a lot of it just has to do with what they have on their team. Every single player on that team is someone I consider to be top 5 in the world. Yeah. Straight up. You're exactly correct. I mean, Cloud9 is a team that started in Atlanta and has now come full circle back to Atlanta in the aspect of when they were known as the Muffin Men. They had that dominating performance.
Same here. Well, look, let's take a look at what we've got for you today. You can see Galeforce, reigning world champions, going up against Cloud9.
My favorite thing about this match, you heard Lawler talking about it. This is a storied match in Rocket League history. Back at Dreamhack Atlanta, it was the Muffin Men, who are now known as Cloud9, going up against Galeforce in the finals, and the Muffin Men were able to take it, and now we get to see them as champions of their respective regions to take on each other here in the semifinals at ELEAGUE. Games moves into the grand finals. So we see tournamnet and Squishy working together in the drop down.
Wow.
Squishy comes through right off the bat. Cloud9 strikes.
Opening up strong, Squishy. This was really high for him, but I'm surprised he was able to get there. The angle on this was so tiny, and he had 2 defenders to push it through.
Squishy in midfield, tournamnet sitting back in net. The pass could come through from
there it is!
And it will end with Galeforce with the victory. What an onslaught and a marathon of a game.
8 minutes and 14-second overtime.
This strengthens the back line of Cloud9. He'll spawn in behind them. They can move up to midfield comfortably. Now K-Dop looking for Turbo Pulse, so the infield passes, and it does go through. Galeforce gonna find the teamwork to make it a 1-goal game.
This is taking advantage of a team that's sitting too far back. tournamnet was not able to get there in time. Gimmick all the way back into net.
Runs the clock down, and as we were hitting this final countdown here, it almost doesn't matter what Cloud9 does. They can score this right here, and it's not gonna matter. Galeforce Esports, they drop game 4, but in 5, they will finish this one off, put one more in for good measure, and they'll be headed into the finals.
How confident were you guys against Cloud9 going into this matchup?
Pretty confident. We lost against them before in Dreamhack Atlanta. They got first place and we got second in the finals. But in general, we were really confident. We didn't think about it too much. Like, it will get your nerves up and everything, but we're pretty confident.
We are about to get into the grand final. Galeforce versus G2 Esports.
Well, let's talk about the grand finals then, because Galeforce did sweep you guys last. And, well, this is a very talented team. What's the answer? What's the plan going into this grand final?
Well, Galeforce makes the least mistakes out of any team in all of Rocket League, so we just got to make sure we sharpen up our plays and play at the speed they do. And that's the only way we can beat them.
Oh boy, the grand finals of the ELEAGUE Cup. Galeforce versus the home crowd favorites, G2. G2's been trying to get to this point for so long, and they're finally here. I cannot wait to see these two teams collide.
They have to be careful. Galeforce just getting caught in net, all 3 of them there, but they were luckily able to push that out. But barely. Violent Panda almost wasn't able to make a short contest after JNAP.
Rizzo to JNAPs. The pass comes through, and G2's got the lead.
And there it is, the quick turnaround. Just when Galeforce thought they had control, KNAP, the only man back, couldn't turn around in time, and the pass out to JNAP.
Time. Ground will flip back down onto the ground and then get the setup here for JNAPs. Looking for the goal. Can he double tap it in? He can. Clean plays from the North American MVP, and G2 takes the lead.
The immediate answer, and this is what I feared. Not a lot of defense right now, at least collecting quickly. Turbo Pulse with the only man back.
JNAP sits in net. Rizzo and Turbo demoing each other, so momentary 2v2. Both players will spawn on their back lines. JNAP sends the shot back in and goes through 2-0 now for G2.
What seems so quiet for so long.
Yeah.
G2 have woken up. They've been able to put the strikes on, and JNAP never ceases to amaze us. At the top of his leaderboard, of course. They still always stay organized. No matter who's getting blown up, there's someone there to make a save.
JNAP's over. Rizzo can just backflip. It doesn't happen.
Oh,
dear.
The own goal!
Doesn't happen.
Oh my God!
The choke on the goal line, and we go to Game 7.
Everyone expecting Rizzo to make this flip. K-Dop just wants to get in the way.
JNAP's in the back. Plays it through K-Dop. Violent Panda puts it back into the box, but Rizzo's there. And Kronovi up. Playing fullback, looking for demos and for boost. Rizzo just goes for the carry, gets it the whole length of the field, and they're up by 2.
I don't know who mind gamed who in this situation. Everyone expected something. Rizzo trying to get the contest, thinking that someone would be there for it, but Turbo getting there just a bit too.
It's in behind him, but the pass is coming through right now for Galeforce. The Rizzo and Kronovi looking to team up. 18 seconds left. They just got to hold on here, and the victory is theirs. JNAP's looking for Kronovi. Turbo Pulsa puts it down, and Violent Panda in a deep cherry pick position. It's Turbo
He gets
Pulsa,
the shot!
but the save comes through, and G2 gets it away. Final 6 seconds. 5, 4. They play it out. Turbo Pulsa picks it up. He's got Violent Panda to work with, but they have to keep it in the air. It doesn't happen. G2 are the ELEAGUE champions.
The current world champions have been defeated. Weeks after they take their massive victory, G2 are able to come back.
14 matches. They have played so cleanly here in the professional scene, but G2 does it for them. And guys, let's go down to Golden Boy. Never let the energy go. And now here, G2 Esports, the ELEAGUE champions.
Gotta say, I know a lot of us, especially on the desk here in the booth.
That point, but let's go ahead and take a look at the updated bracket from today. We only have one match remaining, which means we have a filled out bracket, but this brings us to our championship match. Who is the best team in Europe? And it comes down to Galeforce against Vitality, number 1 and number 3 from League Play. Vitality and number 3, but definitely at the top all season long. Let's stream. But let's get into this final. Let's crown our European regional champion. A best of 7 here to finish out the season for the regular season playoffs here in League Play. It's Galeforce against Vitality, a best of 7. Take it away, James Bot and Pineapple Carpet.
This is what we've all been waiting for. The reigning European and world champions Galeforce trying to defend their title against a surging Vitality team. In Carpet, we are in for a treat. Vitality keeping that going, but now Turbo is going to put a pass in for Violent Panda, who finishes. That's the infield passing Galeforce is known for.
And just take a look at this shot. The undercarriage of his cars would he use to put this on target. Unbelievable.
Half the game to bring it back. Panda has time after that ferry miss. Passes it to K-Dop. K-Dop's going to launch it underneath the crossbar.
At this point, it feels like they're playing with their food. Passing 90, the last defender left. Violent Panda sees it. You'll still see so many players go for a flick into the backboard in a situation like that.
Leave that behind. Turbo turning around. Got bumped a little bit by Freaky. Still gets the pass in. K-Dop was waiting for it, and he ties it up for Galeforce.
And we saw Vitality struggling for boost right here. Passing 90 had run completely out. We saw Fairy Peak with 30 and Freaky with 60, but he wasn't in the position that he needed to be to.
And now the counterattack chance. Turbo is going to put a shot in. It's just off the post. K-Dop with the shot, and that might be it. K-Dop gets the go-ahead goal for Galeforce in the final 11 seconds.
Just when they needed most. Turbo off the corner. Freaky trying to read it, but not realizing he was the last man. Getting a little bit too carried away, a little impatient to try and get a counterattack himself. And Galeforce find themselves 1 goal up, 11 seconds left on match point.
An MVP caliber season for K-Dop and an MVP caliber ending. As the time is winding down, last chance for Vitality, and that is it. Galeforce Esports are your European champions.
And the first 2-time European champions as well. Turbo now has the double 2-time title.
Welcome to the Rocket League Championship Series, Season 5 World Finals. I'm your stage host, Leafex, and oh boy, is it good to be back.
Momentum going into the next round. Let's take a look at our updated bracket. Once again, double elimination, best of fives there until a winner's bracket final. As you can see, if you're just now tuning in, I know some people waking up in North America or getting going, maybe getting home from work. Yeah, what an incredible team that has been able to come together in Galeforce Esports. What has been Galeforce Esports is now Dignitas. Again, reigning world champions coming into this season. They're looking really good out of the European region. But guys, let's talk about the Chiefs. This is the team that went undefeated in their regular season in their own region. They're playing pretty much as good as you can play. But Dignitas are reigning world champions. Turbo, Violent Panda, and KDOP, forces to be reckoned with. They have so much trust amongst each other at this point.
There's one thing that really scares me, is that we look at the tournaments that Dignitas have lost. Things like ELEAGUE, things like Dreamhack Leipzig. These are single elimination tournaments. We have got to find some way to beat this team twice. They haven't lost twice all season.
Well, not even that. In those tournaments, they still managed to come, top 2 at ELEAGUE.
Here on the stream, but it's time to introduce our teams to the field in this best of 5 as it's Europe against OCE. Let's start with the team on the blue side, your #1 seed coming out of the European region, your defending world champions. Give it up for Dignitas!
They're going to be looking to continue on a dominant Season 4 for themselves. I want to put this towards you guys. Season 4 Europe Regionals, they won it. Season 4 World Championships, they won it. Season 5 European Regionals, guess what they did?
They won.
They won it! Absolutely, you can have your analyst title back.
Can I say?
Yes.
But they dominated it. They won 8 games to 2. It didn't even look close. It seems like when Dignitas, when it all comes down to it, they know how to perform. Turbo, he's a 2-time world champ, trying to be a 3-time. KDOP, again, 3 European region titles in a row. These guys know how to win.
All right, it's time to get into this next match. The Titans from Europe against the Titans from OCE. Who's going to take it? It's a best of 5. Let's head on over to the State Farm Skybox with James Bott and Findable Carpet.
Forsos, who was waiting, decided not to challenge. Now long clear, KDOP with a follow-up. No, he leaves it, and Panda's going to clean it up. A 2-goal lead for Dignitas.
Defender not knowing when he should jump. Was it going to be KDOP following through on this? Drippe was already in a bad position, but look at Violent Panda just changing that trajectory enough.
So any lead is very difficult to come back from when Dignitas is the one in the lead. Now KDOP, a shot in, off the pass from Panda. That's something we're familiar seeing.
Monster clear, and Violent Panda, there's the spread again. He's up for the pass, KDOP, and there's the Turbo Pulsa. Look at how they just attack everything.
And KDOP, he's used to scoring, but he can also make a pass or two. Look at this pass to Turbo.
Beautiful trap, beautiful control. Players talk about, I don't get how they can spread so well. And you can just watch it here. Every time the Chiefs, it looks like they've actually got a really good play. They start something going, and it doesn't matter. Dignitas are there to ruin the fun, the party poopers. They don't want you to enjoy playing the game because they are here to win.
And absolutely, Dignitas take their first series of the World Championship over the Chiefs in a commanding fashion.
As you said, we got the 2-time Turbo, and I'm just wondering now if you think it's going to be a new title soon, the 3-time Turbo.
Definitely.
Easy, right? Now, NRG, I think I heard, was your next match. Is that worrisome at all? Because they are on fire.
Yeah, I definitely predict them to win besides us. So it's going to be a tough game for us.
Cool. I'm looking forward to that one. I know you guys are too.
And remember to remind everyone, double elimination. Let's take a look at our bracket. Day #1 was the first chance for all these teams, and here is how the action unfolded. If you're just now tuning in to twitch.tv/Rocket League, thanks for being here. Guys, I'm excited to get into these matches, so let's go ahead and start talking about our first matchup. It's 2 titans of the game. This could easily be the final. We have a top seed from the European region, the defending world champions in Team Dignitas, facing off against the North American team that is absolutely taking names. NRG, Justin answering a lot of questions yesterday. They were on fire. NRG, the team coming out of North America. So much experience across the board, except for this guy, Justin. But that doesn't matter. He showed up, he played, he made some plays, and he's having a great debut at a World Championship event.
Yeah, Gibbs had some doubts for this legend, Justin. This rookie comes out of nowhere, so impressive. And the best thing about NRG for me is it wasn't just him. We saw some incredible plays. Look at this double tap all across the team. What a shot.
That is overtime. That is a clutch moment to seal a series where Envy...
Dignitas going up against NRG, best of 5, 2 of the best teams in the world without a doubt. Because I believe we're about to see the pinnacle of what Rocket League Esports has to offer. That being said, it's time to get started with day number 2 of our World Championship event for RLCS Season 5 with the commentary at the State Farm Skybox, Shogun, and Bindable Carpet.
Dignitas and NRG, it's a matchup that I think we all wanted pretty much from the beginning of the season. And the fact that we get to kick off day 2 with it.
The middle, Violent Panda, there he is contested. Telepulse is not a good spot here. Justin all the way down, off the crossbar, follower! First blood to NRG.
This challenge from Garrett right in front of the net, beautifully delayed to push that right over the defender. And you mentioned it, Turbopulse, not in a great place to start off that save. Both those last shots they just had, they had someone trying to bump net as well.
Oh, that's another bad save, and there's the follow-up. What is happening in defense?
I honestly don't know. I mean, these shots are all on target, which is definitely forcing defense, but Turbopulse and K-Dot both going for that. I'd like to think 6.
Still plenty of time left. 3 minutes and 1 goal separates. Infield pass, Violent Panda! You don't hit them much cleaner.
I mean, they get the demolition. They're starting to play more aggressive. Turbo, the moment he sees Garrett retreating back, he can keep it out of sight of him. He knew Justin was respawning once he saw them both out of reach.
To a goal for themselves. But hi, Justin is there. It's on target. It's in.
Accuracy from this man has been insane so far. Justin putting that in the upper 90. From what kind of angle? Beating out Violent Panda.
Once again, just not really finding the great connection. Dignitas have allowed these shots to keep happening. They're struggling to control any sort of pace. And now Garrett, oh, what a double tap! Are you kidding me?
He's been looking for it all series, and he finally gets it. The support pass double tap. Oh my God, getting the dunk, followed by the touch onto the backboard.
Oh, they knew they needed a win, but they couldn't get there in time. As we count down to what seems like an inevitable victory for NRG, and at this point it is confirmed. North America will be represented in the upper bracket finals. But the question now remains, Carpet, who's joining them?
The reigning world champion, the defending title, has now been dropped to the lower bracket.
This roster of Team Dignitas never lost on this stage have finally been put down.
Now, the other European teams were saying either them or it's NRG. Do you believe in this statement? I should hope you should.
Yeah, I'm worried about them coming from the losers bracket if we end up, in the grand finals or the losers finals. Sorry. But yeah, I mean, maybe we'll see.
And who do you think is going to be coming up through that lowers to face you guys?
I don't know. I'm not counting G2 out yet. We'll have to see how they play. I really feel like Dignitas is going to pick it up now. I mean, they're world champions, so I'm pretty sure we'll see them again.
Okay, well, good luck going forward.
But let's go ahead and take a look at our bracket. Double elimination here at our World Championship. We started with 10 teams, and we are down to 6. Here's the action that unfolded on Friday. Chiefs taking out Evil Geniuses. More about that later. But then falling to Dignitas in our upper bracket. NRG, though, the team of the tournament so far, taking out Envy and Dignitas to make it to the upper bracket final. This brings us to the lower bracket. We said goodbye to 4 teams yesterday, but Dignitas, Evil Geniuses, Cloud9, and the Chiefs are still around. Get these matches started. So let's start talking about our first matchup. We have our defending world champions gonna start things off here. Dignitas, they got knocked down to the lower bracket, and they're angry. They're certainly showing up to play here on Championship Sunday, but they're going up against Evil Geniuses.
You have to think their manager has to be helping them out through a lower bracket run. They didn't have to face adversity last time through Season 4. They went 14-4 and easily won the World Championship, so now they're on their last life. This is not something they're used to, so they have to figure it out here.
It's time for the beginning of the end of our championship event, ladies and gentlemen. It's Team Dignitas against Evil Geniuses. Let's head on over to the State Farm Skybox with Wavebunk and Quinn Lobdell.
Down, makes it nice and soft, but Corrupted G's got time to read, plays it to the corner. Violent Panda, the pass back to Turbo, the infield play will tie the game, and with 42 seconds remaining.
And this is what you know Dignitas best for, these infield passes going completely laterally. You see Classics, he tries to make the attempt to get that save, but he's too far out.
Don't have, thanks to some interference from Team Dignitas. Now the pass out, Turbo Pulse can do this, he just leaves it. Does it go in? It does! Violent Panda takes game 2.
And what a pass this is. There was just so long from this defense on Evil Geniuses. Nobody there pressuring the ball there. And you see Chrome, he tries to fly up.
Twice, still lost. Turbo Pulse now up. Classic gets it past 1. So we approach the final minute again on the backboard. There they are. Drops it straight down and K-Dub finds it again. Look at this backboard positioning from Turbo.
Yeah, you can see he actually
just
goes
hangs
to
up there.
That first touch there is also affects a 50-50 here. And you can see Corrupted G, the orientation of his car is one.
Kickoff won by Dignitas. Corrupted G demolished a momentary 2v3. And Turbo's gonna find it. The quick, clean, methodical play.
K-Dub with the mind game of the tournament here. All his delay here calls off the defender. Chrome, he doesn't know what to do here. And he finds his teammate there right below in front of that goal. Dignitas with the creativity.
Let's take a look at our updated bracket of the tournament thus far. Day 1 saw so much action. We've had 6 matches every single day in Envy. And then today we saw EG fall as well as the Chiefs, which brings us to our next match, which is Dignitas versus Cloud9. The winner plays Complexity.
And it's just been dominating performance after dominating performance. Like Dignitas and Cloud9, both these teams looked fantastic against this Energy squad.
Yeah, let's talk about this matchup, guys. It's a best of 5. Dignitas going up against Cloud9 here, and the paths that they're taking here, very different. Cloud9 falling down, having to beat the Chiefs to get to this point. Dignitas falling down and then beating Evil Geniuses to get to this point. So now we're set up again. North America versus Europe. Defending world champion in Dignitas. Cloud9 making a charge from the North American side.
But let's not forget that these two teams formed last summer and they have the most major titles between them. Cloud9 has 2, Galeforce has 2, plus a 2v2 title as well. So these are the 2 most successful teams in Rocket League history.
They have to find that now. They have to really step up, both of these teams. Not quite the performance that they really wanted throughout this tournament. And now it's time for them to go.
It is time indeed. This is the last chance for both of these 2 teams to try to make that run to get that trophy you see in the center of the stage. The loser will be out of our World Championship event. The winner moves on. It's Dignitas against Cloud9. Ladies and gentlemen, at the Copper Box Arena, are you ready? Let's head on over to the State Farm Skybox with James Bott and Lawler.
The question here for the audience in London at the Copper Box Arena is, are you ready for some Rocket League?
Clearly this crowd rooting for Dignitas.
Not much of a clear. Panda finds K-Dub. K-Dub with a strong shot, and he overpowers the defense. That's 2 for K-Dub.
Too squishy with that initial touch. Rather than rotating back, he's trying to look for a bump, but there's no one there. They're already up in the air ready to get that ball and put it right back in the face. Opportunities for his team. Worked from really well on day 1 when he was able to mix in that kind of aggression with bumps and demos.
Oh, wow!
But what was this from K-Dub?
K-Dub with the hat trick.
Play off the top, reads that, and then a boomer off the ceiling. That placement, absolutely perfect.
How do you off the ceiling? Torment right back to K-Dub, who puts it down to Panda, and Panda gets the second goal for Dignitas.
What a passing play from Dignitas. We saw it a lot of times in the previous series you and I had with Complexity, where these clears over to the corner are getting read by all these teams.
Were just too much for them.
We were wondering when K-Dub was going to come alive, but everybody on this Dignitas team stepping up, and with only 4 seconds left, Team Dignitas is going to be moving to that lower final to really send a message to Complexity.
Dignitas sweep Cloud9.
Do you think this home crowd is working?
Oh, definitely. They're an amazing crowd.
Amazing is an understatement. Now going forward, NRG, I do have to call out Justin. He said that he was worried about Cloud9. Never once mentioned you guys. Do you have any words for that?
We'll see them in the finals.
There it is. Violent Panda, Dignitas.
Let's take a look at our bracket. Once again, double elimination here. We started with 10 teams, and we are down to 3 here today. Then Dignitas and Cloud9 advancing to play each other in what we thought would be a lot closer. We keep saying that today. Dignitas with the sweep, advancing to that lower bracket final, and now we have a juicy rematch. Complexity and Dignitas. So much history amongst those 6 players, amongst those 2 teams, and NRG sweeping Complexity earlier today. They are waiting in the grand final. Certainly going to be watching this matchup very closely. And let's talk about this matchup we have incoming. Complexity going up against Dignitas. Oh, I love it. This is a rematch, and it's a juicy one. If you remember the World Championships from last season, these teams played twice, delivering us some remarkable Rocket League play. But at that time, Dignitas took the lead and took the championship. You know Complexity, they're going for it all here. They were dropped down to the lower bracket. They have everything to fight for. All right, we'll see what happens. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for our lower bracket final. Only one team can move on. One team will be out. Let's head on over to the State Farm Skybox. Commentary by Shogun and Findable Carpet.
It is a rematch of last season's grand finals. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for Complexity versus Team Dignitas. Only one team, Findable Carpet, can take on NRG. Away from their side to start off the matchup. There's going to be a shot. Incredible! Just to start us off, Magnus strikes.
He hasn't slowed down much. He's going to open up immediately. This pass from Metanara straight into Magnus. You can see how fast he got up for it, trying to keep it just out of reach of Kato.
Almost got his attempted clear blocked. Now Kato straight back down. All the way over to Metanara. Shot not there. Magnus credited with the save. Or the shot, I should say. Now all the way back up. They have to keep this one alive. A lot's going to keep following. That's going to touch! A lot! Are you real? Kalon can take the shot, but instead, looks like he's trying to bait somebody out. Now Magnus, with a lot, tries to get it over! You pass to me, I'll pass it back, and you will score!
In these high-pressure situations, you'll always see people not know which option to go for.
He's managed to win it. That sets up Violent Panda to stay in a good position to put some offensive pressure on. Now Turbo Pulsar gets the flick! You might as well not be there.
The solo plays from Turbo Pulsar. A lot going for the demolition. Metanaris struggling on boost.
It's a 4-touch as well. This could be very bad as there's going to be a shot straight to the side. The Violent Panda still around, and what a deft touch that was. Silky smooth.
Just suffocating them out. Magnus on that backboard with 0 boost. The demolition on the Metanaris.
Just haven't managed to find a way through the armor. And that's going to be a shot. That could be Kadoff saying goodbye.
29 seconds remain. Complexity looking at elimination.
Never clear, blocked, but Kadoff already around. There's going to be a attempted flick, not quite there though, but 10 seconds remain. Shot, not on target. Violent Panda's second attempt though isn't there. But it seems like the time has run out as another block happens. Complexity, valiant to the end, but they are out.
And for the 3rd time in a row, Kadoff and Turbo will find themselves in a grand finals.
We've got other questions waiting. Leafex has got Turbo Pulsar over on the stage.
They want it. They want it so bad. EUNA Grand Finals it is, Turbo. You waiting for this for a while? 3 times? 3 times?
I'm going for the 3rd time now.
It's good, easy, right? Easy. Now we do have to talk about the match going forward. It all comes down to this. We haven't seen NA in a grand final before, and now they're here and they're a threat. And we saw you get knocked down here by them before. Obviously, some changes have to have been made. What are you thinking going into this matchup?
That game was just a warm-up, so we don't think about that either way.
I don't even know what to say after that. So this is it, bracket reset, 2 full sweeps, calling it now?
Well, maybe not sweeps, but I really hope we take the W from this game.
Well, good luck to you. Everyone, they're gonna need your energy in this next match. Dignitas to NRG. We'll be back. The grand finals are coming up.
Let's go ahead and take a look at our bracket. If you're just now tuning in, welcome to the best esports show in the world. I'm going to say it now. Matchup, and this was the start of the run from Dignitas, taking out Evil Geniuses, taking out Cloud9, taking out Complexity to emerge to the grand final, where we have a best of 7, and NRG, if they win, will become our world champions. If Dignitas were to win, we will go to a second best of 7. Kronobi looking so handsome. There in the crowd, right in Team 104. It's a rematch from earlier in the tournament. You saw Turbo talk about it there on the stage. Dignitas is certainly taking it seriously now, but the team of the tournament, NRG, Justin the rookie, 15 years old, showing up in a huge way alongside the veterans Fireburner and Garrett G. NRG, a force to be reckoned with right now.
But we are talking about Dignitas. When it comes to grand finals, Dignitas not having the best record right now.
Yeah, I believe it's 1-4 right now in grand finals. Now, of course, they won the most important one, the Season 4 World Championships, and they're trying to do it again here. But it's not looking good. They even lost to NRG back at the X Games as well. So not the best track record for grand finals, but they're always here. They're so consistent.
Every time.
And you know that they are a threat every single time.
What has been a tremendous season for every single region involved, and it comes down to North America versus Europe. So it's time to introduce our teams into the arena. Ladies and gentlemen, in the Copper Box Arena, I want to hear as loud as you can get. Let's start with our team hailing from North America, from the upper bracket, in the blue trunks. I present NRG!
Oh, look at that, getting carried by the rest of North America. They have the entire nation resting on these guys. These guys are going to carry North American. Axel, wow. You think these guys are about to get swept twice? You think these guys are going to lose 2 best of 7s? It's not going to happen.
Look at this regional pride here. Carrying Justin, the rookie.
I love it.
He is the 3rd rookie to make it to a grand finals for a world championship. The other 2 did not win. So now with every other North America team helping him out.
I don't know if I've ever seen a player that needs to be carried less than this guy.
that's pretty true.
No, he only has to do carrying once he starts up the game. Justin, the rookie of the year. He has been so good this World Championship. High impact overtime goals. And then Fireburner, the veteran. He's been playing since Supersonic Acrobatic Rocket Powered Battle Cars. And now he's here in the grand final. And Garrett G, setting records, the all-time leading scorer in the RLCS. This guy leading his crew, and now more than ever, NRG needs him to step up.
There are 2 players that have been at every world championship, and they're both on this team. Fireburner, Garrett, if anybody deserves it, if it's anybody's time to get a world championship, it's them, and they look in for.
5 world championships, 0 grand finals. They've been awful in the lower bracket, but it doesn't matter anymore. They were 1-4 there, but there is no lower bracket at this point. Comes down to this, just the 1 grand finals. And again, NRG, they're 1-0 in grand finals. They beat this squad.
Absolutely love it, and those guys are looking confident. But once again, they're facing our defending world champions, now entering the arena. Ladies and gentlemen, hailing from the European region, in the orange trunks, give it up for Dignitas!
Back-to-back European championships and back-to-back grand finals. A possibility at the first ever back-to-back world championship teams. Turbo's already done it. He's already won 2 in a row. He's going for 3. He wants no one to even touch him. He's going to have more medals on his neck than he can carry. But here are the boys. They've been here before, and they're ready to do it again.
But have they been here before? Have they been at a point where they have to win 2 best of 7s? Such a mountain in front of them.
It certainly is a mountain, but if there's anyone that can climb it, it is this squad. KDOP, Rocket League royalty, same with Violent Panda. This guy, watch out for him on the walls. We've seen him making plays all day, finding Turbo and finding KDOP. And Turbo, he'll do it all. A speed demon. He can score from anywhere, pass from anywhere, all around. This guy is a monster, but you can't talk about Dignitas without talking about KDOP. You cannot stop him, but NRG, they're certainly going to try. Dignitas, however, looking to be that back-to-back world champion.
The best team from Europe versus the best team from North America.
Well, guys, we've heard support from each team, but I want to know just how loud the Copper Box Arena can be. Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to get into the grand finals. Are you ready? Without any further ado, let's finish up our season. It's grand finals time. Let's head on over to the State Farm Skybox with Shogun and Findable Carpet.
The map you are currently looking at is Champions Field, and for one of these teams, they will have their names etched as Season 5 champions. It is going to be NRG versus Team Dignitas. He's got to play it very smart. So many teams caught off by Garrett's early challenges. Now it's over to KDOP, up high, follow up, is it there? No, it's there from Garrett. Now Violent Panda, still got boost, still got a chance, he's not got it in, but there! It's Turbo Pulsar!
Keeping their composure in overtime. Violent Panda nearly getting the double.
That easily covered, he's only on 9 boosts though. Trying to still do something, he's managed to get there off the loose pass. Steals the mid boost as well, that's going to slow down Team Dignitas, who are now on the defensive. Still 0 goes. Oh my goodness! Oh my Garrett! They don't come any better than that. Crucial block, Violent Panda looking to get there. Very little boost on the side of NRG. They've got no options and they've got no chance of saving that.
Fireburner, last man back, tried to drop it into the corner. KDOP and Turbo taking advantage immediately. The placement of that shot.
Misses, put Violent Panda into a very awkward situation. Fireburner has got the pass. He's got Garrett available. Now Fireburner keeps going. It's all the take.
With 18 seconds left, Garrett G getting the challenge on the ball and then the goalie.
Dignitas just trying to find any way out of this stranglehold that NRG has them in. But now Violent Panda, he's got it over the top of absolutely everyone.
One at a time, he caught them out of position. Garrett G left with no choice.
Now KDOP putting another shot. Trying to vary, taking shots and infield passes. KDOP is there! KDOP will score!
That first save from Justin, forcing all the boost out of his tank. Garrett G had to make that first one.
But they cannot let the foot off the gas.
You can play either side of the field.
KDOP wants to go the whole way. Oh my goodness! Watch in awe. And you better believe right now, they are willing to throw everything at this defense. And Justin tries to be a little tricky. He's got 2 players out. He's managed to almost get a great shot for Garrett, but now it's Garrett! NRG are not gonna roll over.
The precision of every single touch. Fireburner dropping that to a corner and Garrett G to help secure it.
Now Garrett looking for Fireburner. Oh my goodness! Fireburner is a wrecking ball!
Sniping Turbo Pulsar out of the air! Fireburner!
But Justin there to help out. Now Garrett drops it down to the rookie. Garrett can get there in time. No!
Can Violent Panda get enough control before they drop back the defense? He's up the ceiling, he's got the flip! And he gets it! Violent Panda
wants to just take this ball all the way around the world and waste as much time as possible as we count down to a win for Team Dignitas. Remember, it is not over yet, but Turbo Pulsar almost putting yet another highlight reel goal. It has hit the floor. NRG are in the lower brackets.
Team Dignitas have given themselves another chance. Both teams now with a single loss in a series. You can hear the crowd yourself, ladies and gentlemen. We have ourselves a bracket reset. Dignitas coming up from the lower bracket, taking down NRG in the uppers.
We have just seen a bracket reset between Dignitas and NRG. What that means is that we have one best of 7 left. The winner of this match will be crowned your RLCS World Champions.
NRG coming in from the upper bracket, but Dignitas so confident. Let's get into this. Copper Box Arena, make some noise!
For the last time of Season 5, let's get into the game. One more best of 7. NRG versus Team Dignitas. Will it be back-to-back, or will a new king reign supreme? Turbo finds Violent Panda, tries to take it to the net. Now Kadar, infield pass, Violent Panda unmarked, straight back to Kadar! Unstoppable!
Their ability to be aware of each other is just uncanny. I don't know who can actually defeat this offense.
Big old challenge win there from Garrett. The ball rolling up means it will slow down the play. Over to Justin. Gonna put it off the backboard.
Justin! He does it again!
Only his 3rd shot of this finals. And what a shot it was! The ball. Here's Panda. Get down to Kadar with passing play. Sublime.
They make it look so easy. Violent Panda. Kadar. Back down to Violent Panda. You still have Turbo Pulsar there.
Justin. Gonna be hunted right now. Turbo wanted to get a hold of him, but Justin, silky smooth, escaping. Taking this the entire lane. Is this one more opportunity for NRG? It's gonna be off the backboard. Turbo not there in time. NRG take their first game of the bracket resets.
The carry from Justin, the set from Fireburner, and the placement from Garrett G.
Turbo just clears the lines. Oh, that's gonna be a loose ball. Garrett can go with a double tap, and of course, he's gonna hit it.
You give him a little, he'll take it all. Garrett G.
Turbo gets over the top. Can flick this as well. Violent Panda with the follow-up. Saved by Justin. Now Justin still on the goal line. Bounces back out. Oh!
Kadar!
No way!
You cannot defend that!
Okay, to what Team Dignitas did to them earlier on. Keep the ball up high. Do not allow any time to remain on the clock. As Garrett looks for the ceiling shot, and he is gonna bury it!
You give him the space and he'll make you pay. And we go into our final game of Season 5 of the Rocket League Championship Series.
It all comes down to this. Champions Field. One team will have their names placed at the top of the banners. Will it be Team Dignitas for the 2nd time in a row? Or will NRG break the spell of a No North American winners. The last time we had a North American winner was back in Season 1. The tension is killing me, but for the last time this season, Clubbox Arena, are you ready?
Ladies and gentlemen, let's crown our champions.
But just how quickly that can change. Tomaposa, he's put in his own net!
A positional mistake on Turbopolsa. And he'll drop it in his own net.
Garrett decides to give them the one back. Just takes the boost. Pass off to Turbo! Saved! Follow up from Violent Panda!
That first shot's so close.
Way out. Justin takes it by himself. He's probably got a second touch on him. Going the far side to Garrett! Outstanding!
No matter how much pressure this man is under, he will never miss a shot!
Demo will not allow Turboposa to come in, but there is K-Dop, unchallenged. He's got a way through, but his first touch is straight to the body of Fireburner. Violent Panda lays it off to Turbo! Goal!
Save after save! Dignitas just won't let up! A beautiful drop from Violent Panda to Turbopolsa!
Success in this final game with those passing plays. They wanted to work one more time. NRG though, holding their lines incredibly well. Garrett G, his shot is loose. K-Dop drops it back down, no one is there. Violent Panda with the save. Just pushes it back into the blue side of the field. There's Justin. Everyone is being held back now. Violent Panda puts it straight out. It's gonna be over to K-Dop! It's almost in! Follow! Scored!
The shot unanswered from K-Dop! All season long he's had support from Turbo. And he won't let up now. 4 seconds left!
NRG need this immediately. They've got the kick off in their favor. K-Dop tries to clear. It is almost there. It just has to hit the floor. Violent Panda puts it the long way. And it's almost there. Justin keeps it alive. Turboposa there. Bounces
into the corner.
NRG still around. Justin is there for the shot.
Justin! Justin!
This is Rocket League!
They did it! The Rookie of the Year!
Ladies and gentlemen, my voice is gone, but my spirit is high. We have overtime. K-Dop takes control. Wants to go the long way. Next goal is the RLCS World Championship. Turbopolsa with it up high. Gets the flick. Turbo! Three-time world champion.
Game 7 overtime, bracket reset. From the lower bracket. Nothing but respect for the fight NRG just put up.
Unreal. Absolutely unreal. You dream about it. You say what is going to be the RLCS Grand Final. You make prediction brackets, and I guarantee you, no one predicted this.
for Turbo Pulsa. 3 times in a row for him.
They are the team to beat. RLCS Season 6. You can forget about regional competition. It is no longer OCE versus EU versus NA. It is the world against that team right there, Team Dignitas.
For the first time since Season 1, a North American team was the one to challenge them this year, but they couldn't step up to the plate. Dignitas.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear from our World Championships. Leafex is with Team Dignitas.
Now, I don't want to hold you boys up for too long. You got some celebrating to do, but I need to know how the hearts are. Comment ça va?
It feels amazing, to be honest, with this incredible crowd, you know? A crowd.
The crowd?
The people, you know?
Crowd.
The crowd.
The crowd.
I feel amazing, yeah.
It feels amazing. This is the best thing that could happen to us after going through yesterday, losing against them, and our motivation was down yesterday, and today, insane.
You promised us, and you delivered 3-time turbo. How you feeling, man?
Yeah, I'm literally shaking right now. I'm so nervous.
I see it, man. That's nuts. You gotta let it. Oh, that's amazing. I think we know who the real MVPs of the Season 5 Rocket League Championship Series is, though. And it's straight up you guys. One for you. London, you have been hands down the best crowd that Rocket League has ever seen, the finest. I gotta say, I am 100% proud to be one of you guys. This is the best community. Thank you so much. And I gotta ask it, because I'm not done yet, to send us out one more time. Let's go!
But Dignitas, they've proved, well, this team's been together less than a year. And they came together for this exact reason, to win world championships, and now they've done it twice.
Yeah, for the first time ever in Rocket League history, a team has repeated as world champion. Turbo, this is his 3rd time in a row. Can you believe it? 5 world championships. Turbo Pulsa has been on the winning team.
He's won more than half of them.
Yeah, this is dominant.
To be a part of. So for the last time here in Season 5, thank you so much for watching the Rocket League Championship Series, and congratulations to Team Dignitas, your Season 5 World Championships. We'll see all of you in Season 6.
Welcome to Northern Arena's Rocket League Invitational 2, presented by Omen by HP. I am your host, Marissa Roberto, and I'm delighted to be spending the weekend with Rocket League fam. We got 8 teams, all who've qualified to be here this weekend. 4 from EU, 4 from NA, all competing for the lion's share of a $50,000 USD prize pool. I cannot wait to see how this all plays out.
So let's maybe talk about the matches we're going to see on this weekend. We have the bracket. We'll take a look at that. First match, of course, is going to be NRG. These guys are an incredible story right now. I mean, NRG has yet to...
Yeah, I am wide awake because we get Dignitas, the 2-time world champions, versus G2, the fan favorites here, obviously. And they're the fan favorites in Europe as well. They just bring fans everywhere. G2 got the ball out once again.
G2 looking to keep up the pressure. JNAP's 4, Rizzo, what a redirect, and G2's back in front.
So Rizzo just like, hey, Violent Panda, I can do that too, except mine's actually going to go in the net. He's a lot closer to the net, so it's way more threatening. K-Dop tries to go off the wall to like almost a dunk play, but they still have possession for G2 here.
Rizzo probably wanted better out of that, but it's turned into an offensive opportunity. There was a demo play in there, and it's JNAPs who drills it home.
That's what we're going to see, the full G2 team getting involved. Crow the pass to JNAPs while Rizzo is taking out Turbo and Net. It wouldn't have mattered because that was a
match point. Here in the quarterfinals, Turbo Pulsa has all day to line this up, and he's found K-Dop and Dignitas are in front.
Absolute beautiful read there from Turbo when Crow was trying for a pass. It was weak.
Support there. G2 going to be on the defensive end to start Game 4's overtime. Oh, Turbo Pulsa, what a shot! Just as he ended Game 7 in overtime at the World Championships, he ends this series as well. Turbo Pulsa, big time shot.
Anyways, we got a great match coming up here. This was the RLCS Season 5 World Finals Grand Finals. We have NRG versus Dignitas. I'm expecting a very, very good match here. Of course, NRG. What do you do in those first 30 seconds to a minute of gameplay? Is it force a goal or is it figure out what your teammates are doing? Oh my God! Answer that in a second.
That's what you do in the first 36 seconds. You go for the double touch. Garrett G. This is the Garrett we saw at the World Championship. Violent Panda tried to read it, just didn't have enough time. Every single one.
And we don't see that often from Dignitas, and I'm wondering if they're letting NRG shake their boots up a little bit. Maybe not. Dignitas going to answer pretty quickly.
When Dignitas has free space in your end, it's so troubling because K-Dop's one of the best shooters in the world, so Justin has to respect that, so he has to go back to net. Exact onto Violent Panda. He needed just a little bit in front of him for a deflection.
And if you guys won't remember, I think Gnarly still central. But it won't get there. 6:15 NRG is going to bring this to a game number 5. 6 minutes and 15 seconds of overtime, and Fireburner will finish it off.
There's that connection.
Good pass down to Garrett. Can he get to it in time? I guess just a little bit out of his reach. He won't be able to. But what a dunk from Justin, and they're going to tie this one up.
Sometimes that's all you need. Just throw your car at the ball, and a beautiful dunk by Justin on K-Dop. And that's what we wanted before. Just go for it, like at those points. So Justin, huge
offense passing to each other, and I feel right now.
K-Dop now coming up big on the defensive side too. Both sides have made some incredible saves. And we're going to another overtime. This is what, game 9? I don't even know anymore at this point.
I've lost count as well, unless we can get it. Still in the air. Panda with another touch out front. K-Dop.
Times 2 up.
This is still going. Zero Buso now on offense, and that will touch overtime in game 5.
It could be game 20 and we would still be on the edge of our seats.
Exactly. Maybe now. Maybe they're like, guys, we only hit 6 minutes last time. Oh my God, Justin!
Beautiful play, and the placement, but again, the big saves, and now the counterattack. Boom! Turbo finishes it once again to knock Energy down. Turbo does it again.
Dignitas doing what they're known for, the passing plays. Amazing, quick passing play by Turbo Pulsa and K-Dop.
There it is to finish it off. Dignitas and NRG going the distance like we know them to do. Now, I know we have the bracket memorized in our head, but let's show the audience at home what we're looking at. Here's some matches to look back to. Of course, NRG Dignitas. That was our grand finals from the RLCS Season 5 World Finals, and we got to see them end up in round 2 winners finals there. That went the distance. I think we ended up with a 6 minute something overtime at one point there.
Yeah, we had a 6 minute overtime, and then again, 14 seconds just like the grand final in the last game. Turbo puts it away and knocks him down. So
fast. Let's talk about the match we got coming up here. We got Flipside Tactics versus Dignitas. You heard that right. This is a match that I think we've been looking forward to, and a lot of people have been looking forward to for a very long time right now.
That was a great recovery by K-Dop.
They keep themselves in this 0-0. There's the shot, the turnaround, the counter. Turbo Pulsa is going to bring it the other end and take a shot and score it.
This is what's so frustrating about Dignitas and all these really good teams is they make some ridiculous saves one after another.
5 seconds in the first one. Good passing. There's that infield we were talking about. Oh my goodness, and he gets it. K-Dop is going to receive a pass from Turbo Pulsa as they move this up the field. 1-2.
Great pass over to the midfield and then immediately back. But that soft touch by K-Dop, just a great heads-up play. You know,
it's looking like it's all but over here. 3-1. Dignitas. 4-0 sweep on flip side tactics in the winter finals. And Dignitas throwing themselves into the grand finals on the winner's side of the bracket. The boot camp. Welcome back to the Northern Arena Rocket League Invitationals. This is the grand finals coming up. I'm Lee Fax, and with me is Lawler and Buddy. Are you ready for the rematch of the century?
Oh my goodness, man. We got to see it once earlier. It was a little bit of a preview, but Garrett said it himself. He wasn't feeling the best. He's looking ready to go. I know Justin's on a bathroom break. He's getting ready to go. So all these guys are so excited. And I talked to Violent Panda earlier. Who do you guys want to play? Definitely not NRG, so it's going to be a battle here. I can't wait.
Sucks to be you boys because you're playing NRG. And we saw this in the RLCS Season 5 World Finals, and soon after now, both these teams still in shape right now. Not too much time has passed, so I feel like we're going to see a fairly similar rematch. We already saw them play in the winner's side of the bracket, in the semis there, and of course NRG being sent down by Dig. Very close match, 6-minute plus overtime. Very incredible series, and expect to see the same thing here. But, of course, because it's a double elimination, there's a bracket reset needed. NRG have to win 2 best-of-7s against Dignitas to win this. And I got to tell you right now, from what I've seen from Dignitas, that ain't going to be easy. We'll be able to maintain control and move that one down towards the blue end of the field. 50-50 into the net and fire. Burner, the 90-10 guy.
Watch how Garrett challenges that ball. He doesn't jump into it. He doesn't move at it. He lets the challenge happen first when it hits his car. It rockets across the field.
See if they can answer it now in this final hustle. When 1 goal down, they can maintain their composure, and there it is. All you have to do is play your game, and Turbo Pulsa is going to get another one for his team.
Just a good placement here coming from Violent Panda, rather than going directly at the net. Forces Justin to go up to try to make a save. He's expecting that to come in. But
nicely to the sideline, a lot of time for his teammates. And he knew they needed some time to recover. Good pass in, and there's Turbo to finish it off. 28 seconds in, and the man himself in overtime.
He threads it between 2 defenders. Came out with a perfect pass past Fire. And Fire played that right. He waited. He took his time. He made sure to shadow that. He doesn't want to challenge it.
RG needs a bracket reset. 2 best-of-7s right now between these teams.
Also ding. Oh! Hey, Justin.
There he is. They grab another one into the lead, and NRG is going to set themselves into the lead again. A beautiful backboard read.
I do not know how he got up there before Turbo.
This is by either team. Off the backboard, chance for a double tap. K-Dot with a shot, and Fire cannot get up in time. Great placement from K-Dot, and he's going to sink that one away.
We talk about taking chances. Look how many players are aggressing on that play. The ability to just put no consequence in.
A couple of these touches just evading NRG right now. Dignitas is managing it to get past 1. That's going to go straight down, though. That's going to be a goal. And Garrett G, knowing exactly where that ball is going to land, puts one in for a tie game at the 2.5-minute mark.
Yeah, unfortunate, obviously, for Dignitas. They tried to pinch that off the arc on that corner and play it back inside. Garrett G's waiting the whole way. Gets up first, plays it downfield, and then it ends up dropping right in front of him. He has all the time in the world. He's checking that reverse mirror. Easy goal for him, tied back up halfway through this match, but an immediate response from Violent Panda.
Violent Panda knows how to get those kickoff goals himself. A nice little dipsy-do, a dirty dangle, and Fire Burner's out of the play.
Just making it look easy.
Garrett and Fire will try to work this one up. Justin's going to be that third. They need to break this one up now. 5 seconds left. Dignitas just needs to hold off, kill the clock. Off the backboard, they just need to kill it, and Dignitas will take this in front of the net, and it is down. Dignitas are going to be your winners of the Northern Arena Rocket League Invitational #2 against NRG, showing that they are still, and nothing has changed, the best in the world.
But you got to give credit, obviously, to Dignitas. Controlled it. Obviously, this one finally not going to overtime. But because of the way they controlled the ball, every single time it looked like NRG was going to be able to bring it back downfield. There was someone there to greet it.
Absolutely. Dignitas, though, again, taking the gnarly championship. These guys deserved it. And they won it pretty convincingly, that's for sure.
Shogun couldn't have said it better on his own.
You did tweet earlier about wanting to break the non-RLCS LAN streak that you were going on, which was not winning much. But you can say that you broke it this time. You didn't jinx it.
Definitely didn't jinx it. So I'm happy as we broke the non-RLCS LAN streak. So very happy about that.
I'm very happy as well. Now, obviously, one has to ask the question: can you guys be stopped?
Probably.
What?
Of course not.
You're feeling good. I mean, we do always say can't stop the K-Dot, but really, you just can't stop any of you.
We can't be stopped.
Oh my God. What? Yes?
He's getting more humble by the time. He's getting more and more humble.
Humble. Yes, indeed, these gentlemen. Listen, gentlemen, I'm just so very proud of you and I'm so honored to be able to share the stage with you here. Congratulations again on being our Gnarly 2 champions. I see the board.
Welcome back to the RLCS and the European Regional Championships for Season 6. Flipside Tactics, a victory. This brings us to our Regional Championship bracket. Flipside with that victory, they get third place, that third seed. PSG will take that number 4 seed. They're playing the Chiefs at the World Championship, which means our finals will be Team Dignitas going up against We Dem Girls.
The European Regional Finals, Dignitas versus We Dem Girls. Remco here, a former world champ, looking to become a regional champ, and Dignitas looking to become the back European regional champs at this point. They are absolutely the dynasty in Rocket League, and the next time they lose will be a huge deal. Nobody on the desk thinks it's going to be right now, and I'm going to be honest, I don't think anyone will ever predict it. The day that Dignitas loses, we will all, again, predict all Dignitas, and someday we'll all be wrong.
Well, the story going into the season, Dignitas versus the world. It starts here, though, in Europe. Let's go back, right? So this team technically formed under the Galeforce name at Dreamhack Sweden. They lost to Flipside.
Yes.
And they've been at least second or first pretty much in every other LAN since then.
Yes, it is the definition of a dynasty. There has been no team more dominant in Rocket League history than Dignitas, and they look to become the regional champions here in Season 6. Tag teams ignite in. Here comes Violent Panda, the setup out to the side. K-Dop comes in. Oh my goodness, they had 2 players on the wall to block this, and he's like, hey, let's just avoid the wall entirely.
Absolute perfect pass from the captain to get behind that and then push it into the midfield. Gibbs and I were talking about it on the...
Clear comes out and Violent Panda adjusts. Now the pass back in. Turbo Pulse is there. Infield pass will sink it home. 2-0 now for Dignitas.
Top of the box, across the field and into the back of the net. But what makes it most impressive is he does it off the lip of that wall. As soon as that ball goes into the midfield, he launches it right back at top. Dignitas. A lot of respect being given to this team, and rightfully so, as a shot from Remco.
Oh, Remco with the double tap. 1:13 on the clock, and they're starting to run away with game 2.
Turbo Pulse is just trying to put that into the midfield. Unfortunately for him, K-Dop's all the way back, and Violent Panda is rotating back to get back into net, so no one there.
Contact. Violent Panda over the top of 1. Turbo Pulse airborne gets it around. Remco is it in the redirect from Turbo to tie the game. Dignitas is back.
Finding each other perfectly. I thought that was a pass up to K-Dop, but instead he lets Violent Panda take it. He puts a perfect pass to Turbo Pulsa and then manages to make that happen.
The go-ahead goal. Everybody over here in the corner. It's K-Dop and ignite off to the fringes, and Violent Panda sneaks it in himself with the dish. Dignitas 124 away from being 3-time regional champs.
The guy who's known for setting up his teammates, supporting it, takes a solo effort to decides to cut in to make that challenge. Shuts down the play developing.
Ignite across the goal. Final 9 seconds. Cleared away. Turbo Pulsa with ball control. Puts it over the top of 1. Ignite puts it back into the corner. Mets turns. He's got to find Remco, but K-Dop wins. Remco comes back up. Metzinars is there, and Violent Panda shuts it down. 3 seasons in a row. It's Dignitas. Nobody can stop him.
Congratulations to Dignitas. A sweep here over a ridiculously, I guess, successful We Dem Girls team for today.
Perfect season is complete for Europe. Hasn't happened in North America, happened once in OCE, but Dignitas, like this roster, 36-4 now in the RLCS. There's only been 7 teams for the first 5 seasons that have had less than 4 losses in a season. 7 teams out of 102, 4 losses or less, or actually 3 losses or less. And Dignitas has done it over the course of 3 seasons so far. It's absolutely insane.
Well done.
Yeah.
Again.
All right, good job, NRG. Great job, Dignitas. See all those 10 teams at the World Championships, November 9th, 10th, and 11th. Get your tickets October 16th. We'll see you there.
Las Vegas! Already sounding good, ladies and gentlemen, rookies and Rocketeers. We got to send up to Axel Toss in just a second for the first match of the day. But before that, I got to do it by shouting out to our friend Shogi with the infamous words, "This is Rocket League!"
All these teams are incredibly close, and here is our bracket. A lot of 3-2s there. We're going the distance in every single match. I love it. Of course, to recap, if you're just now tuning in, Evil Geniuses, there you see 3-2 over Tainted Minds. Chiefs getting past PSG just barely. That was a reverse sweep. And now, Evil Geniuses Dignitas next in our final match of the day will be Chiefs. Talk about the match we have incoming. Your defending world champion, your defending world champions with a defending world champion in Turbo Pulsa Team Dignitas. They're entering the arena. They're undefeated this season. I think they have 14 match wins in a row in RLCS, going up against Evil Geniuses who are trying to pull off an upset. The rookie Chicago stepping up in a huge way, leading them back against Tainted Minds to help them win that series. And you know EG has a lot to prove here. All right, let's go down to the field and Leafex with our team introductions.
Please give a warm welcome back to the stage on the blue side. Here to make a statement, it's Evil Geniuses!
And you can, there they are, Corrupted G.
Wait, what is he
hold on a second.
What's he got
Classics.
there? Wait a second here.
What is that in his hand?
What is he holding?
Oh, he's got the old Chicago Dignitas jersey.
That is.
Oh,
okay.
that's
right.
What's he
gonna? What is going on?
So Chicago used to be.
Oh,
no!
He's ripping it.
Disrespect.
That's a Dignitas jersey. Classics.
It's gone.
Throwing it on the ground. Talking about content classics. Wow. Bringing it to the stage. That's what they think of Dignitas. And you talk about.
Now, of course, make it loud for your returning potential world champions 2 times in a row, Dignitas!
Dignitas, the back-to-back world champions. They are without a doubt the greatest dynasty that Rocket League has ever seen. 14 matches unbeaten. When will that streak end? Against EG? Unlikely.
They have set so many records throughout this season. They're going for the perfect season that's never been done before. They're 9 games in. They only have 4 left. That's all they need to do. Yeah, literally anyone else but Dignitas is what these fans want. Everyone will be rooting against Dignitas, and this is the perfect stage for EG to become fan favorites.
One last question before we get into the game, guys. What makes this team so good? You know, you guys are experts. You're analysts, player by player. Why is this team so ridiculously good?
You go and you watch these guys play. You watch the replays. Dignitas is always in the right spot. These guys, the synergy that they have is just impeccable. And they're always distributing the ball so wonderfully and hitting each other on these infield passes, always in the right place to keep the pressure on. Dignitas, they are the most perfect team in Rocket League right now.
You have to play perfect Rocket League to beat them because they will capitalize on every single small mistake. And NRG played perfect Rocket League last season, and they still couldn't beat Dignitas.
No weak links for Dignitas, and that's the key to victory here. Is everyone on this team is so good. That's why they've been so good throughout the few seasons.
All right, without any further ado, let's get into this match.
And land, they have not lost an entire season of Rocket League, and at this point, you can't predict against them until it happens. But when it does, it will be the biggest upset in RLCS history.
I mean, it's a scary team. We go all the way back to Dreamhack Summer in Jönköping, Sweden. They take second against Flipside. Since then, they have never finished less than second in pretty much any tournament and winning a majority of all those tournaments. Let's see if they can do it again here. It all starts here against Evil Geniuses in our 5th game of the day.
Pretty quickly here. Afterwards, as Violent Panda puts some pace onto it, Chicago up to Classics, finds the shot. Is it upper corner? It's sent. Oh, it's off the post. Violent Panda flips it, but Corrupted G's there. K-Dop gets it away. Turbo Pulsa. No, it goes in. Evil Geniuses win game 1.
When you think
They're able to save it after heroic effort from K-Dop and the rest. It doesn't matter. Turbo feeling the pressure, trying to get it out, and puts it in. Evil Genius is going to take game one. It's really starting to bring up the score margin, something we haven't seen pretty much all day.
Yep, now up by 2. In game 3, Classics though with a read on K-Dop. Not something you get to say very often, and he makes it a 1-goal game.
It's a great pass by Chicago as well. Doesn't get beat to the ball and plays it slightly down. In class
down the midfield as well to work with, but K-Dop demolished on the retreat. On the pass across, Violent Panda to Turbo, infield pass, it'll hit the crossbar, the bottom, and then back in. The pass play again works for Dignitas.
Just great pressure all around. Violent Panda sitting in the midfield. As soon as that's cleared somewhat low instead of lofted downfield.
Trying to get it out, and Corrupted G with a nice shot. Turbo pulls us so quick into the air, but more pressure continues. Finally, Classics puts it in, and it's a tie game.
The pressure continued, but there's a mistake right here. A double commit. You see Violent Panda moving up, and then the follow-up after a demolition to remove that goalie, so no matter what.
It's a goal. Turbo sends it out. K-Dop wrapping back around. He's the only one here. He's got Corrupted G to beat. He's got 35 boost to work with. Just goes for the bump, and it goes in.
From K-Dop.
What a brutal play.
You could see it coming too. He feathers his boost underneath and decides, do I want to go higher or do I want to go for the player? He goes for the player, shuts it down completely, and K-Dop does it himself.
They have to move up, gets it past 1, but he's got to get it through K-Dop, and it won't happen. Now it's out to Classics. He'll put it high. Couldn't get it underneath the crossbar. That was the story for Evil Geniuses. They had to score that one, and it's not going to be it. That's the game. Dignitas stay undefeated in Season 6. 15 matches in a row. Who can stop them?
Now, I'm just kind of curious, like, it must be lonely at the top, right? Like, with everybody, you know, some teams are getting close, but do you want a team to beat you and to finally, you know, give you something to work towards?
Yeah, just want to get beat, man.
Now, out of all the teams that you've seen at LAN so far, we've seen a lot of Game 5s, and a couple teams actually take some games off of you guys. Is there a specific team, or is it NRG again, that you're looking that could potentially give you a run for your money?
Probably Cloud9, Widom Girls, or NRG. But Widom Girls, I'm looking forward to play them as well, because they're EU brothers.
All right, I love it. Man, we got some deep talent. One more time for Dignitas.
All right, let's take a look at our bracket. If you're doing the bracket challenges, you can try it again. Fill out this bracket. What do you think is going to happen as we go along? We went the distance in all 6 games, 30 games of Rocket League. We hope you like the highest level of Rocket League because we delivered yesterday.
Big one to look at the very top in that upper quarterfinals. Evil Geniuses of Dignitas going all the way to 5, showing that they can bleed a little bit, but unfortunately for Evil Geniuses, they are dropping down.
But the first match that we have upcoming is a doozy. 2 of the best teams in Europe, the #1 and the #2 seed out of the European region, 2-time defending world champion and Team Dignitas going up against Flipside, led by the European MVP and Cooks here. Okay, without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for day 2 of our World Championship event to begin. Flipside Tactics facing off against Dignitas with the commentary over the State Farm Skybox, James Bott and Achieves.
About the backward, Yu-Gi-Oh! With a clear. Violent Panda with a chance. Center to K-Dop. K-Dop gets the pass back to Panda.
Oh, man.
And Panda opens up the scoring for Dignitas.
Boy, Drippe said it best yesterday. Game 1 has a bit of nerves, but game 1 of day 2, totally different story. The big zigzag motion upfield. K-Dop, Violent Panda, and they get the job done.
How difficult it is for Flipside to work the ball out of their half. After Dignitas starts an attack, a shot from Mystic, pass down, off the backward again, chance for Yu-Gi-Oh! Can he get the double? He hits the double, and Flipside extend their lead.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Again, a hard press from Flipside Tactics. Cooksier finally able to just beat somebody from Dignitas to a challenge, and a brilliant shot from Yu-Gi-Oh! There's a reason Cooksier said Yu-Gi-Oh! He felt like he should have been the MVP, and he...
By Mystic, ball up into the mid, where Yu-Gi-Oh! Gets a hit down to Cooks. Cooks, that shot wide. Panda's gonna take over, counterattack opportunity, 2-on-1. Mystic tries to get the save, but Panda with the perfect flick ties it for Dignitas.
And this is the epitome of the 2-on-1 game. Mystic knows he's in a lot of trouble, and he has to try and cover both options. He dives across, and a perfect executed touch from Violent Panda back behind him. Go with anything that's close to the net just to try and force it through, because they know how tough it is to score against this Dignitas squad. Are you kidding me?
Might find the net. K-Dop using everything in his toolkit to make this one find the net.
Goes and steals the corner boost. Violent Panda says, go and get it. Yes, sir, no problem. A one-touch off the ceiling and over the head and into the left corner. A perfect shot from K-Dop. 3.
a battle of positioning there, and they backed off. So overtime approaching 4 minutes, but Turbo finishes it off, and Dignitas remain perfect. They're going to the upper finals.
And a gutting finish. Mystic challenging the ball. Wasn't sure if Yukio was going to be able to get in front of it. Unfortunately, ended up tapping it right around his teammate. And Dignitas, I would be lying if I said they didn't steal that one, because Cooks here is going to be kicking himself.
Oh my, Cook.
3 time, maybe 4 time. Do you agree?
Yes.
What a stupid question, right? Anyways, in that series, a lot of teams have been getting pretty close. Like, they've been taking games off you guys. Do you ever hit a period where, like, oh, this could be the team, or do you always have a game plan to smooth through that?
I'm always very confident in how we play. If we always play our game, then we will take the win anyway.
The Chiefs advance on in the lower bracket. Let's take a look at that. Remember, double elimination, and we're about to get into some best of 7. We asked for more Rocket League, and we're getting it. Dignitas advancing through that top half of the upper bracket, taking out Evil Geniuses and Flipside, facing off against Weedham Girls, who are able to make it on through Cloud9 and the Chiefs, setting up this best of 7. Let's focus in on this next matchup, guys. This is a massive match, not to mention all the money on the line, but to get into the grand finals. Dignitas been there, done that. You know they want to be there again. Weedham Girls without an org. We've been talking about it. This team came together after last season. Remco, Metza, and iIgnite really turning a lot of heads and showing they are a force to be reckoned with.
And it's also,
these are the best teams in the world, and we're going to find out who's going to be the first to advance to the grand final. Without any further ado, it's best of 7 time. The defending world champs, Dignitas, going up against Weedham Girls with the commentary, Waypunk and Lawler.
And get it away. This K-Dop and company will have to reposition, keep the offense going.
I already can see Dignitas playing aggressive. All 3 players going for buffs. That was another one there, just a shot miss. The follow-up right in front of that, it sneaks in. Turbo Pulsa scores first.
They miss twice, and then they get the dunk, and it just rolls in. Look at this.
You want to talk about committing on the goal. Every single player sending it. They know they need to strike early.
Remco and iIgnite working together to get it back out. iIgnite onto the backboard, dropping straight down. Remco's there. He's on the cleanup. And they're tying up the game.
iIgnite, normally the striker, playing this one great. Remco has the initial challenge to stop the clear, but then iIgnite, the follow-up, plays it straight up. It shoots right down, and his captain's right next to him. What a play for them to tie it up. Once
K-Dop on the side, can he find the shot? Sends the roller towards the goal. iIgnite gets it away. Turbo Pulsa off the respawn, onto the backboard, running low on boost, but finds the angle himself.
What a dunk!
3-time takes the lead.
3-time and a dunk to put it away for the 3rd goal. Just passes it across and follows it up. But the important part is how he angles the car, flipping it around, putting a sharper angle.
He'll get it past 1. Turbo pulls it now across the field. Remco and iIgnite both bite. K-Dop turns back in, gets the pass back to Turbo. Now back to Violent Panda. Takes the shot and puts it home. 2 goals now for Dignitas.
Those are the kind of passes where you just hope that you get to experience it once in your own entire life. And they're always there. Not only that, K-Dop is still going for demos. He's still getting the face of the team.
What was happening? Weedham Girls back on offense again. The pass to Remco. The shot is just wide. No, it's in.
What
Remco.
A pass.
He makes 2.
iIgnite sitting on the complete opposite side for this pass and just launches it right back to Remco, who initially put the challenge in. Weedham Girls finding each other, applying pressure. Dignitas.
Game. Dignitas just needing to find the lead and hold on to it. One more time, a great play. K-Dop, you can't stop the man. Doesn't matter how many defenders you got in front of him.
All it takes 8 seconds and it completely swings in Dignitas' favor. The guy who's been leading the striking all weekend long for Dignitas puts another one away.
It was difficult to get them out in front of the net. This one pinching again to an empty corner. It's going to take everyone moving over. And K-Dop, he knows he's just going to hang on to this ball up high, put it up onto the ceiling. iIgnite's got it out back in front. Remco's got to hit this shot, and he misses. Here comes Metzenaris, and another miss. That one will do it. Weedham Girls, a valiant effort. They tried to take him on, but Dignitas will play for the title again.
Not only do they play the title, but they guarantee themselves $120,000 no matter what. So these guys are going to be happy, and even better yet, a potential 4-time and 3-time for some of these guys. Just dominant performance. They slowed
Steve's and Axel like, this is the time. This is when they get beat. 17 matches in a row now. Dignitas have not lost.
Unfortunately.
Well, that almost answers my question then. There are 3 teams left. I'm kind of curious who you'd like to face off in the grand finals.
I would like a easy William Girls again, a quick 4-0 again.
Well done. Another one for Dignitas and Turbo. The potential 4-time, you hear it. And of course, we have Larry over on the side with...
Let's get into the bracket here, and you know, just an unfortunate day for Weedham Girls, really. Like, they had an amazing run through this bracket in day 1 and day 2, as you can see, advancing all the way to play Dignitas, but then today we saw them fall to Dignitas, and then, as we see in the lower bracket, Cloud9's the story there. Cloud9 advancing past the Chiefs to get to the later stage of our bracket here, but Weedham Girls falling to Dignitas and then falling to Cloud9, and that's got to be tough for them. Cloud9 on the complete opposite side of that, where they're winning all the way through, setting up North America versus Europe. I feel like...
Well, now that you hopefully got those nerves out of the way, what's the game plan going into the Dignitas match here?
Probably just, you know, win. That's probably the way to go.
Let's start talking about this grand final. Ladies and gents, right now, you got to tell people to get in here. This is the grand final. This is what we live for here. And it's Cloud9 versus Dignitas, the best in North America against the best in Europe. There's so much history here. Dignitas with Turbo, the 3-time world champion. This team has been incredible. We're calling them juggernauts. We're calling them titans of the game. We're wondering who can take them down. Meanwhile, we have Cloud9 overcoming the most adversity possible, falling down to the lower bracket in round 1 of this tournament. They fell to Weedham Girls. They lost to them 3-2, but then they beat Tainted Minds, NRG, Flipside Tactics, Chiefs Esports, Weedham Girls to get to this point.
Exactly. I mean, it's 2 teams on a streak. The only difference is Dignitas goes back an entire year pretty much. Cloud9 are having one heck of a run, but at the end of the day, this is what it all comes down to. Squishy said it best in the interview. Now we got to win.
And Cloud9 look like they can do it. Like, I think if there's any team here, Cloud9 have showed up at this tournament. And, like, honestly, it's very difficult to beat a team like Dignitas twice in 2 best-of-7s. But if I had to pick anyone, I would pick Cloud9 to probably do that.
It's time to introduce our teams for the grand finals. We're going to the golden voice of Stax himself.
Ladies and gentlemen, live from the Orleans Arena right here in Las Vegas, this is the grand finals of the Rocket League World Championship. Introducing first, from the lower bracket, representing North America, it's Squishy Muffins, Torment, and the North American MVP gimmick. This is the legendary Cloud9!
July 23rd, 2017. They were known as the Muffin Men and made a miraculous run to win Dreamhack. Since then, they're picked up by one of the most prestigious orgs in esports, Cloud9, and have done no worse than 4th in every major international competition. For the first time, they're in the grand finals and are looking to live up to their name. A team that has only won when they make it to the grand finals. Northern Arena, as well as Dreamhack. Let's see if they can do it again here.
They've won 5 in a row in the lower bracket, taken out teams like NRG, Flipside, Tainted Minds, the Chiefs, and Weedham Girls. There's only one team left, and it's the team that everyone wants to beat. That is Team Dignitas.
And it's been a road 100% of the way. You asked about endurance and how grueling it is. It's been grueling since day 1 for these guys, and they battled all the way here, and it comes down to one final match. Maybe 2, but it always starts with the first step, and here it is.
This is their job. This is what they do. This is what they've been practicing for. The grind is all for this. They've been here before. Can they do it again? They have a challenge ahead of them, though.
And their opponents from the upper bracket, representing Europe, the 3-time Turbo Pulsa, the clutch playmaker Violent Panda, and the golden striker K-Dop. The reigning, defending, undefeated, 2-time Rocket League World Champions, Dignitas!
Led by the 3-time Turbo Pulso, rocking those medals. He should have a 4th medal for the MVP as well on there. Followed by K-Dop, the playoff MVP last time. These guys have not been beaten all season long. 12-0 for them. They are led by the greatest captain to ever play Rocket League. Violent Panda has been playing out of his mind. All 3 of them have 34 matches won, 3 losses in 2018. There is no better team to ever play Rocket League.
I mean, there's some teams that lose 3 losses in a series. That's how good these guys are, to put it in perspective. It is unreal and unheard of for a team like this to exist. And there's a lot of people that are like, we just want to see this team lose. I love it. It gives them that. I think they've officially kicked Cronovia off the mountain. Let's put it that way.
The mountain definitely down. But boy, have they built it back better than ever. And you know, it couldn't happen to a better group of guys. They're all a bunch of great people, and boy, do they play good Rocket League on top of it.
We're trying to find out their weakness. We do not know. They don't lose. It is incredible. It has been amazing to watch this team in action, and they have shown no signs of slowing down.
It's too much.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to find out. It's about time to get into our grand final. Twitch.tv/Rocket League. That's the place to be. Get on Twitter. Use the hashtag LANVegas. Your last opportunity to do that, so take advantage right now because it's about time for our grand final to begin. Dignitas going up against Cloud9. Without any further ado, for this best of 7, let's head on over to the State Farm Skybox. Commentary by JamesBot and Findable Carp.
Dignitas, they are undefeated this season. Is this going to be the falter, or will they stay strong?
The perfect season for Dignitas on the line here. Cloud9 trying to make it happen. North America has not won a world championship since season 1, and Dignitas looking to add a 3rd title to their team's record. Here we go. Are you ready, Las Vegas? Game number 1, the World Championship on the line. Time running out for Dignitas in game number 1. K-Dop with control, good first touch, the pass.
He got it!
The give and go, K-Dop is able to pull it off.
The give and go inside of Cloud9's half. K-Dop to Panda, right back to K-Dop. Squishy left in one of the hardest positions as a defender.
Again. Gimmick with a shooting opportunity. Good first touch. That shot just high. Follow up from Squishy. And Cloud9 take game 1. Violent Panda racing to it. Chance for Squishy. Squishy off the backboard. Leaves it for Gimmick. And Gimmick, 7 seconds in, scores for Cloud9.
Another kickoff goal. Is this their tactic? Is this what it takes to beat Dignitas? Is it just kickoff plans? Is that all it was this whole time?
We slack Dignitas off the kickoff. Squishy, whoa, he got the foot reset. The follow-up from Tournament. Cloud9 making it happen.
Where are the answers from Dignitas? Cloud9 with the plan from these kickoffs. Squishy baiting out the first defender and Tournament hot in pursuit.
As the final seconds tick away, Cloud9 in game 3 get 1 more on the board. Tournament with the flick and a 5-0 shutout in game 3.
Let me put this series into perspective, just so everyone can understand how ridiculous this is. Dignitas has scored 1 goal this series. The least amount of goals they've ever scored in a series is 6.
This was supposed to be the perfect season for Dignitas. You heard the desk. Everyone thinking that Dignitas was unbeatable. 17-0. Cloud9 have to beat them twice. And now in this first series, Cloud9, they look like they're playing at a different level.
If Cloud9 take this, they will ruin the perfect season for Dignitas and continue their shot at the title. You see the smile from Squishy.
Panda with a big block. Gimmick going for the clear, but K-Dop has something else planned. K-Dop with the double tap. Dignitas ahead by 2.
This is what we love to see out of this team. Consistency and perfection. K-Dop following that. He never misses those, man. You can't stop him.
Dignitas starting to wake up. Cloud9. Squishy into the corner. Another touch, pass out into the middle. Tournament is there. 2-0, 11 seconds left. Cloud9 in a position to end the streak of Dignitas.
That could very well be the secure that they needed.
10 seconds left.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. One more attempt. And they won't make it.
And that is it. The streak is over. Cloud9 take the first match in the grand finals.
Ladies and gentlemen, Cloud9. They have got the bracket reset from the lower bracket.
This is unbelievable, Carpet. On North American soil, a Dignitas team that seemed unbeatable, making it to the grand finals without breaking a sweat. Cloud9 dropped into the lower bracket right out of the gate, and they have won series after series after series, and now taking the first match off of Dignitas.
There's honestly not much else to say. There's nothing to say. The fact that they're doing this, Dignitas has finally shown their weakness, and Cloud9 has finally found even more to punish. Can they keep it up?
Dignitas were 17-0. This was supposed to be the perfect season. Cloud9, they ended that hope, but now Dignitas, they're still in it. This match is all that separates them from another World Championship title, but Cloud9, you know they're feeling it right now, Carpet. The crowd behind them, this is a North American event. They are ready for Cloud9 to take it, but Dignitas, they've won it so many times. Who's gonna come out on top? Are you ready, Orleans Arena? We have the final match, game number 1. Cloud9, Dignitas, who is gonna take it? Upfield, Panda hits it back to K-Dot, but Gimmick cuts it off. Double tap chance. Gimmick, he hits it!
All the pressure riding in on this, and they open up the series with a double touch. Clinical from Gimmick, and ugly from Leafex. Thanks for that.
For the final match of Season 6. A demo there, Squishy, with the shot, follow-up from Tournament. He hits it!
The team plays! Gimmick, he got the demolition, and he didn't care how he did it. But K-Dop and Violent Panda.
Center ball, Panda, K-Dop both commit. Panda off the side, K-Dop up in the air, centers to Turbo. Turbo, the shot, gets it underneath the Cloud9 defense, and Dignitas ahead by 2.
And there it is from Dignitas. Violent Panda out to K-Dop, looking for Turbo. That's the midfield passing that they have perfected throughout league play. Too aggressive. They're keeping at least one, maybe even 2 players back.
On double commit there, chance for Cloud9 if Gimmick can get a strong shot. Going for the double tap. Can he hit it? Bounces it by the defense. Gimmick with the highlight reel shot.
Everyone looking for the hard shot to net. He goes underneath them all. K-Dop even trying to read that.
Turbo, not there quick enough. Squishy has a chance, going for the double tap himself. Bounces it in as well. Squishy extends the lead.
You know, are these two guys the same team? It's the same goal. It's almost identical. Squishy and Gimmick, the double touch.
Too clear, K-Dop and Panda get it out of the zone. But Gimmick with some time, good first touch, going for the dribble, and he hits it!
He gets it! I can't believe it! 2 Dignitas defenders in front of him. He stays patient, he waits for the flip from Turbo, and flicks it to the bottom.
And if you told me anyone would have to double or beat Dignitas in back-to-back best of 7s, I would have told you it was impossible. Now Cloud9, 1 game away. Las Vegas, are you ready? This could be the final game of Season 6. Cloud9, 1 game away. Torment. Now Panda, Squishy. Going for the pass. That shot actually. He does it all himself. Squishy with the early goal.
Watching him go for the second touch in the first 14 seconds. They put themselves in the lead. What is that angle?
I thought he was going to pass it, but Dignitas need to answer back right now. They can't let this game get out of hand.
K-Dop's there.
And K-Dop will do just that. Dignitas tie it up.
Violent Panda and the touch gimmick nearly there. He thought the shot would come, but K-Dop was there to support, putting it under the final defender, and we're back at a tied game.
K bouncing to the net, and that one hit off to the side. Cloud9 mounting an assault. Squishy pounces to himself.
He gets
Flip
it.
reset. Can he do it? Squishy moves. Tournament finishes it off. What a play from Squishy and Cloud9.
There's never a stage too big for that man not to show up.
And with that, Cloud9 take the lead, and that's wide open. And Dignitas get right back into it.
The kickoffs again. They're cursing both of these teams. Squishy pushing that back mid, not aware where his last defender is. And Violent Panda keeps it tied.
And now Gimmick. Squishy, that shot knocked to the side by Turbo. Panda jumped, but he couldn't get to it. And Turbo gets the lead for Cloud9.
Back and forth, trying to keep control. Violent Panda getting that first hop and then losing all momentum, losing all of his boost, and all of his ability to play defense.
Torment, you hear the chants, and an MVP caliber finish right there. And giving off the kickoff again, Carpet. Now 2 goals separate Cloud9. It looks like they might do it.
What on earth is going on with these kickoffs? Either they've figured out how to do them perfectly, or they've all forgotten how to play against them. A minute left for Dignitas to catch up, to stay alive.
Dignitas, their time is running out, and Squishy off the kick off again. 5 goals now to 2. Cloud9, they are destroying Dignitas.
They don't even know how to feel. Torment put his hands on his head like he was in anguish. He probably feels like he's in a dream. 3 goals up against Dignitas, the 2-time world champions.
And that kickoff going towards the net. And the response from Turbo. That is exactly what Dignitas needed. Only a few seconds off the clock, and Dignitas within 2.
It's a home run derby for these teams right now. Dignitas have 50 seconds.
Turbo down into the middle. Squishy takes possession off to the side. Turbo.
10 seconds.
Cloud9. They are about to do the unthinkable.
They've done it.
Cloud9 dethrones the kings of Rocket League. The title comes back to North America, Carpet. What a series!
Since season 1, North America has not held the title. You see disbelief on both sides. Cloud9 in disbelief that they just took Dignitas.
And you can see Turbo, a class act there. Cloud9, it seemed impossible, Carpet. They lost in the very first round and had to win series after series. And they do it. Cloud9, your season 6 world champions!
It started at Dreamhack Atlanta. The Muffin Men, Galeforce. It all started there. Exact same scenario in the grand finals. The Muffin Men come on top. It is the start of their history. They repeat that same occurrence here, but this time they end dominant after 2 best-of-7s against the back-to-back world champions. You have got to be kidding me, Rocket League.
No team beat Dignitas more than twice this entire season. Cloud9 just had to do it 8 times to become world champs.
These Rocket League gods, they do bleed, they do break, but only because Cloud9, all three players, they stepped up big. I've never seen Tournament play that well. Dignitas wants that revenge. We'll see him at ELEAGUE, so that'll be a lot of fun.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the ELEAGUE Cup for Rocket League. It is time to start your engines and get revved up for 4 days of action. It is going to be insane. We start with 8 teams. 8 of the world's best gather in our gorgeous studio in Atlanta, and we're going to be watching some of the world's best not only duke it out, but we have to talk about the others, though, the record holders, Dignitas. We have to bring up that roster. This is a star-studded squad. We do have Violet Panda. Violet? Well, I mean, maybe he's violent. He's certainly violent as well. We have K-Dop and we do have Turbo Pulsar, who we have been talking an awful lot about in that green room. So these boys, I mean, are these ones to watch coming into this wave?
I said that 2018 was the year of Cloud9 and esports. In Rocket League, 2018 was the year of Dignitas. These guys set massive records, and still, even though they lost the finals, they are still the dynasty.
Yeah, there's a pretty good reason that we call Dignitas maybe even still the best team in Rocket League.
Right.
I mean, you make all these grand finals since their inception. What is it, like 9 out of 13 grand finals?
It's been so many.
Consistency is the biggest part of Rocket League. And when Dignitas is out here getting into the grand final of everything, it doesn't matter if you win it.
I can't
You're just
say
there.
I can't say that they've fallen off when they lost in the finals. They made it to the finals again. The worst they placed was second.
Game 2 of our first day here at the ELEAGUE Cup. It's time to see what EG can do versus the dominant Dignitas. Alliteration on point. We have got some of the biggest names in Rocket League taking to the stage here in this gorgeous studio in Atlanta, and this is the first game of Group B. 2 groups, 8 teams in attendance, and Dignitas, the second seed, are going to be taking on Evil Geniuses as they start their adventure in pursuit of cash, pride, and just a little bit of a bigger ego.
But exciting to see Dignitas work it in early here as well.
Now Panda with a challenge there. K-Dop with a touch back to Panda. Panda, the wide open net. A beautiful passing play from Dignitas.
They make it look so easy. A beautiful challenge from Panda. Gets that cleared down to K-Dop. He pops it right back to his teammate Violet Panda in pursuit.
With the challenge. Chance for Corrupted G. That shot knocked aside by Turbo, but it was close. Follow-up opportunity for Classics to Chicago.
What a
off
shot!
The backboard.
What a shot from Chicago to play that down. What an angle. You can't save that.
That was a beautiful.
It's for good effect.
Now, Dignitas keeping EG in their half. Another passing play. Turbo with a sizzler.
Look how close this is to being intercepted. This pass across, absolutely perfect. If Classic jumps any sooner, that ball is probably saved, but precision.
Little boost pads. The little boost pads giving you, what, 12 boost, Waller?
Yep.
And what? Look at Panda using up all the boost to hit this double tap to tie it up. What a shot.
And what I thought was a great play from Evil Geniuses. Corrupted G came in with a fantastic challenge to stop it. But down.
Panda over to K-Dop. K-Dop bounces it by. Going for a shot by himself. And Chicago just gets back in time. Final 10 seconds. The shot off the crossbar, off a defender and in. Violent Panda in the final 8 seconds ties it up for Dignitas.
What a touch from Turbo, perfectly in the midfield. Violent Panda, the difference between this guy and some of the others.
This could be a chance. Double commit by Dignitas. Corrupted G passes over to Classics. This could be it. Classics, the shot off the post and in. EG take game 4.
What a play and a unselfish one at that. Corrupted G knows that angle is tough to make on his own, so he plays it to his teammate. And the best thing Classics does is he takes his top.
Dignitas was panicking.
Full panic, like, get back, all right.
Someone get the ball. And that went off the ceiling, and we see the own goal coming into play.
Unfortunately, there's nothing much you can do about that. That is a powerful clear, reminiscent of the one from JDAF's last E-League. Unfortunately, they're not here to repeat it. He's got. We'll get the boost 9 in the corner.
Now up the floating lob right there. Chance for Turbo. Turbo, a bouncing shot. It bounces high, but K-Dop is there for the follow-up, and he strikes first for Dignitas.
That's actually a really smart play from Turbo. There's 2 in net, 1 coming down. Chicago as well there. So he plays it low quick. It bounces high. If it goes in, great. If not,
worst case scenario, you've got Final seconds, Panda going for the solo play. This is it for EG. K-Dop hitting it out to the corner. Classics keeps it alive. Out to the middle, Corrupted G. It's sent back to the EG corner. Classics has to keep it up. A touch from him. Not much boost to deal with, just 10, but he pops it high. Chicago with the follow-up to Corrupted G, but Turbo hits it to the ground, and Dignitas survive and take the victory in Game 7.
Awesome, getting the victory there. Now, you guys have never lost 3 series in a row. That would have been the 3rd, but you got the victory. The competition is so close. Talk to us about what it means to get that confidence back in under your belt.
After losing RLCS, we didn't feel that great because we didn't play as good as we could have against Cloud9. So we'll see how it goes in ELEAGUE now, and I hope we can continue it.
Who would you rather play?
I'd rather FLIPSIDE, probably.
Rather take on FLIPSIDE. We'll get to see who they take on later today, but for now, let's go back to the desk.
FLIPSIDE taking out Weedham Girls. It's the first time they beat Weedham Girls in a very long time, at least a team of Rimcos, and they've got to rinse and repeat that here versus Dignitas because FLIPSIDE hasn't beat Dignitas in a long time either.
Right, and I mean, you say predictable, it was still a full Game 7 wave. This wasn't by any means a Dignitas stomping.
It's funny, it's the coin flip was closer than the coin flip was less close than the predictable there. But yeah, Dignitas here, they're going to be going up against FLIPSIDE.
Okay, so it's all about being unpredictable. Something different from FLIPSIDE if they want to beat Dignitas, who are no longer indomitable. At least they weren't yesterday. We're going to go ahead and find out how this one plays out with the voices of this game. Your casters, Jorby and Lawler. Take it away, fellas.
Thank you, Machine. And, you know, this matchup kind of, we talk about anybody who goes up against Dignitas. Dignitas is the Goliath, and everybody else is just the underdog. And FLIPSIDE, they got 1 chip off their back yesterday with Weedham Girls. Can they get a second?
I mean, it's going to be a tough uphill battle, but the one thing to go about it is the only other team other than Cloud9 to beat Dignitas more than once in a row was actually FLIPSIDE back in early, way back in the offseason. They did have a good performance where they were able to beat them twice in a row, so the capability is there. The team is getting better and better. It's just a matter of who comes out on top today. Something that both these guys are looking to start out quick and early. Chase that ball, get in front. Should be an exciting one. The crowd's ready. We're ready. Let's get into it.
Gets over 1, but it's actually just a pass now to Yukio off the ceiling. And now across the ramp, Yukio looking for Cuxir. Cuxir scores, and they tie the series.
That is a picture-perfect pass coming out from Yukio. Denies the boost. Nice and soft right in front of the box. And then the top right corner for FLIPSIDE. Cooks are getting the crowd. Been a couple opportune moments, but just can't find it. They did have a 3v1 at one point, but weren't able to travel in time as Across can Mystic do it. He puts it down, another perfect pass. FLIPSIDE continues their streak in overtime.
Cuxir to Mystic, what do you call it? You call it clutch, Captain Clutch, if you will, as FLIPSIDE tactics. Rolling up the back wall, Dignitas. A great dunk there by Violent Panda, but both members playing back in midfield don't want to give up possession. Kate off the pass to Turbo, and they score. Dignitas up first.
That's just a pretty play, beautiful decision making. He traps it on the corner, plays it down, and then fakes the first touch to give himself time. That forces that defender to cheat up a little bit. Usually a double touch from top left.
And maybe he does it here, but he doesn't have enough boost to chase that one down, so not going to happen. But Mystic gonna keep it in play. Back to Yukio, shoots and scores! FLIPSIDE up 3-2 against Dignitas.
Again, another pass down right on the money from Mystic. He reads it, sets it down, and in pace for Yukio. He has to be going top speed to reach that. He does.
This is exactly what you want out of Rocket League. And now, no extra games, and Dignitas start with K-Dop scoring first.
Only 7 seconds in, just like their overtime. K-Dop does it himself, going off the ceiling, using that second jump to put a little bit extra power.
Forces Mystic to make another play. 15 seconds left. That shot up high, forcing Yukio up to make another save. FLIPSIDE still can't move down the field. Yukio can't get that touch. Double commit by FLIPSIDE. Dignitas just blocked again. They gotta go the distance. It's gotta be in the air, and it's gotta be from their own corner. No good. Dignitas, hold on. They win in 7 games, 1-0. They go on to day 3.
Again, Dignitas continuing to show why they are the final boss here at ELEAGUE. These guys battling it all the way to 7, not allowing FLIPSIDE to close it out. It just goes to show the resilience of this team, both on offense and defense. But it has got to be so difficult for FLIPSIDE. They are under so much pressure despite being down.
just can't break out of their half. Dignitas takes the win. They move on to day number 3.
You guys, I mean, Dignitas, you guys are kind of like the evil empire of Rocket League, some people would say. Do you feel that you guys still have a target on your back after going on that huge winning streak? Do you still think people are gunning you down?
Yeah, I think so. The lose against Cloud9 was sad, but I think still a lot of teams are looking up to us, and we'll see who can take us down tomorrow.
Awesome. Well, tomorrow you're either playing PSG Chiefs or Cloud9. Who do you think is going to make it, and who do you want to play?
Probably Cloud9 to knock them down again this time around.
You heard it. Violent Panda is gunning for Cloud9. Back to you guys.
Championship Sunday is here. We are live from a very loud studio here in Atlanta. There's mustaches, there's a lot of noise, and there are just 4 teams left. Ladies and gentlemen, listen to that. Welcome to the ELEAGUE Cup.
That's awesome.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that is a very good way to start the day and to start the show. Our last day of the ELEAGUE Cup, we're going to be crowning a champion. 4 teams are looking to test their mettle and start their engines as they look to get the lion's share of $150,000 and, of course, some juicy revenge. And there it is. Our grand final bracket has its first name carved within it. We Dem Girls are now looking for an opponent. Dignitas Cloud9 is going to be our second game, our second semi-final. It is, of course, a rematch from those Season 6 grand finals of the RLCS, and I think everyone is looking forward to seeing revenge in one way or another, and whether it's just going to be proving a point or if it's going to be something that Dignitas have been talking about since day one. Kronovi, just give us a little taste. You know, is this going to live up to the expectations of people at home?
I definitely think it will. I think we could see a Game 7 from these teams.
Okay.
You know, Cloud9 got the best of Dig both times, and I don't think Dig's happy about that. I think Dig has a bit of a chip on their shoulder. They really, really want their revenge. So I think they've been working hard this whole weekend, and I think they might get it.
So if you missed the Vegas Grand Finals, you missed Cloud9 put the boots to Dignitas for sure, because they outscored them 27-13, and it was not pretty. I mean, they whipped them. There's no question.
And
8-2.
And to add even more context, James, from what I understand, Dig were slaughtering up until that point.
They had the longest winning streak in Rocket League history going. They had gone through an entire season of RLCS without dropping a series. They went through the entire grand final without dropping a series. Cloud9, on the other hand, they lost their first series of that World Championship to We Dem Girls and had to slog through the entire lower bracket. So Cloud9 makes it to the grand finals. It comes to the analyst desk. We're all just like, oh yeah, it's Dignitas. You know, they're going to win it. It's Dignitas, right? They never lose. And then Cloud9, like a chief said, the boots. They gave it to him.
That is such a fantastic example of esports history being written. I mean, Kronovi, you've of course been keeping your eye on this one. Do you think the teams are different now, taking to the stage, than the ones that were over in Vegas?
Actually, I think we're seeing both teams from Vegas still. I mean, people needed a miracle from Cloud9, but they delivered on the miracle, and that was kind of like the magic of that tournament. But we saw some magic from We Dem Girls, and we could see magic from both of these teams here today.
Well, do we have Cloud9 fans in the house?
Yeah, fair.
Should have saved that one to last, maybe. And any fans and appreciation for Dignitas? Do we have any of them in the house? Okay.
Well, it's funny because I was in...
And I want to understand exactly how you think this one's going to be playing out. This is the Dignitas roster, the villains of Rocket League, as it has been framed here in Atlanta. What would you have to say about this one?
Well, their stats are a little, I don't know, a little lackluster, I would say, this event. Comparatively, usually you see K-Dop bringing in so many goals for the team. I really think this tournament, it's going to come down to Violent Panda. He needs to be the leader for his team. I think if he is playing well, the rest of the team will fall in line.
Okie dokie, artichoke, it is game time. It is time for the rematch of the RLCS Season 6 Finals. It started in Vegas, it finishes in Atlanta. We're going to head over to your casters, Lawler and Jorby at the Boost Mobile casting coop.
She immediately up for it as well, off the pass back. Violent Panda has the clear, but it's only right into Torment. K-Dop trying to get back up to this. What a tee down and shot by Torment. Oh my goodness, squishy muffins.
You and I both take a pause there, as does Torment. A great pass down. You thought it was over. It didn't matter, but Torment follows it up himself. Plays it top right. Well, is when they get a lead, they continue to pack it on. some of the best teams in the world at closing games out. For Cloud9, they're probably the more unique one with it as a double tap from Turbo. Responding quickly here for Dignitas.
K-Dop just does a good job, just lays it up for Turbo and says, do your thing, and he does it. Pulling within one, they definitely needed that goal. Popping it up, can't keep it away from Squishy. Up off the backboard, he almost found that touch, but he's met against the backboard, and Violent Panda gets the follow-up clear.
Turbo's defense has been miraculous.
Oh, it's headed towards the net. Squishy finds it, and Cloud9 up 2-0 in this series against Dignitas.
40 seconds into overtime, and just to clear over the top, these guys trying to play so fast against ones that do it better. They strike first.
K-Dop off the sidewall onto the kickoff, following it down. Gimmick back over to the center, Tournament back to Gimmick. Gimmick shoots and it goes in! Gimmick gets the goal, ties it up for Cloud9.
Not sure how he manages to squeeze in that angle, but the ability to play this. He makes the challenge, still moves upfield, gets it fed immediately back to him from Torment.
Or Turbo.
Turbo. It's his weird alter ego.
I like it. Squishy. Oh, he just missed on that play, but it might have just been a give to Gimmick, and Cloud9, 2 quick goals.
Trying to watch how this one develops. Squishy looks like he's trying to just buy time. He's actually popping it and just ends up whipping. It ends up working out, and that's part of the reason why in these rotations.
Hey there, the bump actually favoring Squishy on that play.
A little bit of luck. That was a lot of bit of luck. Obviously had to be in the right place at the right time as a pass play comes out. Almost same, but doesn't matter. Beautiful one-timer from Violent Panda.
Yeah, picking up the goal. Dignitas take the lead here. Just a great pass out, and Turbo recognizing, look, there's 2 players in net.
And draws in someone on offense and then is able to clear it and give them an advantage 2v2 or 2v3 in this circumstance.
Torment back over to Gimmick. Gimmick shots just high. Torment tried to follow it up. He doesn't get a good touch. Still, Squishy finishes it. Nobody from Dignitas got to it. Cloud9 time.
Difficult play for Violent Panda. He's trying to cover near post, far post, doesn't matter. That missed touch by Torment actually makes it worse for him.
But it's met there by K-Dop on the save. Squishy back to it, 15 seconds left. Cloud9 have set up shop here in Dignitas territory. K-Dop looking to try to clear this away. Cloud9 will not let them. K-Dop trying again. He's met by Gimmick. Here we could have overtime in game number 5, and it's do or die for Dignitas now. Popped up for Squish or Torment. Torment, oh my!
He gets it!
What a shot!
Torment with the double touch, he closes it out. You thought the game was over, but it's not over until it hits 0 on the ground, and Torment clutches it for Cloud9. They're going to the grand finals.
You hear it, MVP. Cloud9 moving on to the grand finals to play We Dem Girls, and what a flashy way to do it. And so Cloud9, the last 3 matches between them and Dignitas, or at least 3 best of 7s, have been 3-0 in Cloud9's favor.
Newbie question. I apologize in advance. But how does a team that gets so much credit for consistency, for being the best team in the world that is Dignitas, how do they concede so many goals against Cloud9? I mean, across that series, there were moments where we saw 2, 3 in a matter of minutes.
Well, for the end of one era, there's always the beginning of another. And I think now we are entering the era of Cloud9.
It's so true, you know? It's like